Welcome back out on field one. Both teams have made their way onto the field. This is the boys 20 grand final between Rockhampton and Gold Coast. And we are thinking it's going to be an absolute entertaining match. Probably high scoring, do you think, boys?
Yeah, I think so. I think if Gold Coast fire, it's going to be a shootout. Otherwise, it's going to be a real tough grind because Rocky play that real tough style.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it's high scoring, I'm tipping Gold Coast. If it's a low scoring grind, I'm going to tip Rocky with their fitness.
Yep.
So Coast with the first possession. And Gulwariki sends it out the back. Rockhampton hold their shape nicely. Come back infield. Shows to go to the left-hand side. Go short through the middle. Touch is made.
So early doors looks like Gold Coast are going to run their passive links in attack. Nice and deep.
Oh, geez, that's good for work.
Oh, pick up from half. And
and
the
a
flick
flick,
back on
there
the
we go.
inside. That is outstanding to get the first try on the board here for the Gold Coast. Nothing really happening there. Just a little bit of individual brilliance. And the flick hits him on the spot as we see the replay into the in-goal. Whooshka.
Mate, you can just see Caleb's explosive off the mark. He just left that middle for dead. Yes, you've got to stay short side, but, mate, when someone's that quick, it's very tough to stay on him. Little flick pass, a little bit of showtime. So let's see what Rocky have here. Looking for an early sweep. Nice and patient on defense by Gold Coast here. So looking for a sweep. Quarterback coming back short side. Well defended.
Kelso having to dive down to hold on to that one. They get the huggers around. Kelso again. They get forced back midfield. Jardel Bob plays the ball now. Back in within the 5. Pump to go long. They go short. Couldn't connect.
Well defended.
Another thing to look out for from the Rocky side of things, they're men's prems, and I'm going to assume they're men's 20s, running that kind of sinker pass. They throw it up over the link and it just kind of drops in between. Very difficult to defend, and Gold Coast turn the ball over. Rucking looks like he might have rolled his ankle a bit.
A little bit of an injury there. Raven Needham. He's still in the defensive line. So good to see.
And you can see Rocky's just nice and strong in their touches. They're always challenging that roll ball. And there they got their turnover and giving them opportunity to score here. So nice and patient by Gold Coast. You can see they're happy to suck inside their 5 and just kind of play footy at their pace.
Huggins picks up, goes left to right. Nice ball, good defence. So Gray goes back in
Just
field.
need to make sure that middle really punches that short hole. That's really important for them to get that space on the outside.
It's taking a little deflection. They're going to get a repeat set here, Rockhampton.
Rocky look a little lost here. They've got a call from the box of what they want to run here, but they just look a little flustered at the moment, and that's not the typical Rocky way. So I think they just need to work their way into the game to get themselves back composed. Probably looking to come short side here and a little punish play, I think. There it is.
Martin, beats him with the footwork. Is he getting away? I think the referee's going to be happy here. So Gold Coast player must have confirmed he didn't make the touch. Good footwork there from Tanner Martin, getting on the outside of his man. So we see the replay come up now. Look at this, bang, off the right. Ducks down and gets in between 2 Coast defenders as well. Two pretty entertaining tries to start this men's 20s grand final.
Well, that's exactly what we want to see in these under-20s games. They're end-to-end and a lot of fast feet.
Yeah, mate. It's fantastic to see a few tries, but again, it's going to be who wants to hold it out. Here comes down about it, short side, little punish. The winger strikes him there. Geez, that's gutsy play. And here we go. Where's Gold Coast going to get their strike from? Middle link, Counties, pump, short. Nice work by Wilson. And again, Rocky just sniffers out.
Teelan Wallace making the touch on that last play as Rockhampton just roll through the middle of the field at the moment. Zane Cox driving forward for Rocky. They pick up from half, look to go left to right. Play on's the call. They make the touch now. So not a bad set. They finish deep within Gold Coast end of the field and out on the Rockhampton sideline.
You can see the difference in the intensity from Rockhampton and Gold Coast. When Gold Coast are coming off the line, the Rockies really working hard to try and stop their roll because they know if they get to the line, they're going to be dangerous. Whereas Gold Coast are happy to roll a little bit more. Here comes Raven out of half. Pumping. In through. Oh, he nearly got through there. He should have pinned his ears. But again, here's their opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one thing you know about a Rockhampton team, if it's a 30-minute game, a 40-minute game, an hour long, they're going to be there running at the end of it.
Yep, definitely. That's what their whole game's built on, and CQ and Cowboys. That's how they play footy.
They're struggling to get forward here in this set, though. The Rocky side. One to make, and straightens them up. Oh, it's a tough touch. What's the call? Ball down.
Geez, I think that was a 50-50 call. They could have gone either way, but here's a Gold Coast chance. Sending young Kyle on. He's got good footwork. Got Darnell Bennett. He's their go-to man. So it'll be interesting to see what they run here. It's obviously going to be through the middle with these two.
To right, plays the ball. Full wrap around. They go against the
he's
grain.
just
It's been
straight
picked
in
off
the
here.
Oh,
Oh no, the
the
hamstring.
Oh,
Oh,
Hopefully
horrible
it's
to
just a
see.
cramp for him. You don't want to see that.
Brad Hansen.
He's even got a foot over the ball to get off the line.
Yeah, we're just having a look at the replay here as Hansen takes the intercept and bang, straight away. Oh, not good to see, and that will do him for this match, you'd have to think. And really unlucky, and it's funny how things go that way. He looked like he was in the clear. That might have been points there for Rocky.
Yeah, I think they were shut the gate there. He looked well ahead, so it's given Rocky an opportunity, though, to go at the line. And they're just looking to bring one side. You can see they're trying to bring one side of the Gold Coast team up, then cycle it back and try and get the other team when they're rolling back onto the try line and get themselves some advantage.
yeah, it's really intelligent play, especially because they seem to be paddling their middles up and back as dummies half. Good height by the Gold Coast link there to force him to reconsider his pass. They look for an open side quickie. Step back. Great defence. Looking really solid here on the line at the moment, the Gold Coast team.
They're very composed, and traditionally we don't see that from some Gold Coast teams. But at the moment they're still staying composed and they're sticking to their structures. And Rocky looked just a little flustered, like we said earlier. But they're working for penalties. It's 2 in a row, so he's going to send someone to the sideline. But look at this, or sub him.
Yeah,
No.
I think he'd be looking to force sub him under the 7th edition if they give one more away. We'll see. Looks like they might send a sweep around based on the hold that they've got. Oh,
Ooh,
I
and
don't
hang
know
on
if you can
here.
hang on that.
Now there was 6 to go, and as he was trying to reclaim the ball, it almost looked like one of the Rockhampton players had a little bit of a tug on the shirt. So might be lucky to get away with this. Another repeat set here for Rockhampton is
Well read by the winger.
Flynn Kelso gets touched. They come up and put pressure on again. Tarai coming up out of the line. Forces him to play back through the middle. Crow gets touched. Huggers goes away. Right foot gets down low,
Great
puts it in
touch,
one
Kyle.
hand.
Fantastic. And you can see Gold Coast are happy to give up their middles because they're nice and strong through there. They're backing themselves. And geez, that's a fantastic touch. He got very low there. That's a good bit of footwork, but again, saves his team a try. And you can see Rocky straight up, pressure in their box, doesn't want to let them get out. Sneaks a little extra pass and there's a ball down. Little foot in the ruck, but it's got ball down. So again, Rocky forces the turnover.
yeah, I was just about to say they'd done really well to defend that set, and now they put themselves back under pressure. That pressure from Rockhampton is just another level.
Yeah, I think Rocky really need to get themselves on the board here so they can get back to their composure, because that's how they play. Little open side quickie and down at the line. Good touch.
Yeah, Flynn Kelso almost getting over. He's going to head towards the box, and he's been out there for a few sets, Kelso, so he'll get some fresh legs on. Huggers goes across the field, half having to do some work to come and pick the ball up. Stewart goes back in field. Crow goes across. Huggers just
Big long
rips
pass,
left to
pop
right.
back.
Well defended.
Oh,
Almost
You can see the
picked
winger
off.
got there early and he did a little split step. So when the
Yeah.
pop pass was
Oh.
in there, geez, they busted themselves. Anyway, the winger did a little split step there and was able to take the pop back as well, and that saved him a try.
yeah, that was a big second effort. Even the link was making the effort to get back there as well, which is this Gold Coast team just need to get off this line, be brave and get out 8, 9,
Yep.
10 metres from the try line. At the moment, they almost seem happy to give him the 5, which is...
Here comes Jaden Bob. He's looking to earn another penalty here. I think his go-to play is just like his brother. He's a bit of a right to left. Counties on the right-hand side here, and that's probably what they're looking for. Counties, and probably give it back to the link with a little outside play. There you go.
Oh, we could be seeing...
Yes, you think something might happen at some stage. They've been given quite a few penalties away on their line, haven't they, lads?
Yeah, mate. You never know with what happens out there, that if they're going to sub someone soon. But you would think with this amount of ball on the line, they're going to give something. But if Gold Coast can get out of this without a try and they can get down the other end, I think they're going to take a lot of positives out of this.
Yeah, it's definitely going to go both ways. If Rocky can't score with this weight of possession that they've had at the moment, Rooster play, tries to step back short side.
There we go. Gold Coast have just got to get out of their end here, and they're going to take some energy from it. So again, Rocky pushing up hard, chocking their box.
And they're looking a little bit fatigued, Coast, and understandably so, having to defend as much as what they have down that end of the field. They're starting to work towards, as we see a couple of bodies come together. Couldn't pick that one up cleanly from half. Chase Siamo on that occasion for the Gold Coast. So again, more pressure coming Coast way. That's touch one. Bob sends it back infield.
You can see both of the teams are quite fatigued here. It's been a long weekend for these boys.
That's a great drive by the Rocky.
A little bit of footwork. Searching for something here, Rocky.
Tanner Martin goes back infield. He was the try scorer for Rockhampton. Still locked up here in the men's 20s final. Rockhampton again back on the attack. Martin goes short this time.
Great touch. Oh, he didn't get him.
Oh,
Full pass. Touch pass.
So Gold
that was a
Coast.
great touch by the Gold Coast player.
Here we go. Gold Coast opportunity to get out of their half. They're finally going to get out of their half here. And hopefully they can get a little strike dump here and they might take some real energy off the back of this.
Now they're rolling in nicely. Pick up, give early ball, look to attack the short side, flick ball back on the middle.
Geez. That opened up there too, so Gold Coast have really taken their advantage here. You know, they look like they got the wins up, and here they go, here's their opportunity.
Yeah, I think it's the right call as well. Forward out of the ruck on first play as they're trying to get out of their end of the field. So now all of a sudden, after withstanding a lot of pressure themselves, Gold Coast, they've flicked the switch and they're going to be throwing it towards Rockhampton now. Can they take the lead for the second time? 1-1 out here. It's been a real back and forth battle. Hasn't been a try for a while.
They're looking for Caleb here, right to left. And the link shoots in short side.
Yeah, Riley Huggers coming up out of the line. I think he knows Caleb is the danger man. So the ball was coming his way. Shot up out of the line. Gave away the penalty.
Ooh. Just got caught in two minds there. I think he thought the link was going to strike him and looked to throw it out the back, but threw away possession there, and now Rocky back out of their own end, and they're going to put some more pressure on him.
Just a little bit held up in the roll ball there, as there's only a minute or two minutes left in the half. It's that gritty, grindy game we spoke about. At the moment, neither team, a good little check back from the Rocky, for him to bomb long. There's an
Oh, geez, that would have been shut the gate if he didn't get him there. Caleb's one of the fastest guys going around, so here we go. Getting out of their own end. Gold Coast need to finish this half with a bit of a flurry here. And somebody needs to look to put their head down and just run. Try and get themselves a penalty. They're checking the ball about.
Good hands from
Short.
Sarai.
Numbers. And that'll do. That'll get them a little break. And Gold Coast have just got to press. I'd like to see them push across to the Rocky box a bit more. Make them come away for their box.
So Rocky now roll through the middle of the field. Huggers puts the head down. It's Braden out there in 7.
Setting up for a
Riley
sweeper
in
play.
the
Gold
8.
Coast are happy just to get back to their line. They know that Rocky's preference is to get off the roll ball. You know,
Yeah.
they're looking to get it on the run. Jamin Bob there. Not Jamin.
Jardel.
Little brother, Jardel. Looks exactly like him. Dives at the line there and good touch. But you can see that Gold Coast, their tactics are happy to roll to the line because Rocky likes to run into the place. And so they're giving them a dead play to see if they can do it.
Yeah, well, they're definitely looking to back their line defence, and a set line is obviously far easier for them to defend against the Rocky roll. just struggling a little bit to get out of their end. They haven't really been over halfway too often on these ruck out sets. That's third, fourth touch coming. See what they can get set up for a strike dump. There's a little bit
Somebody's
of
going to go
slow.
foot speed. If we see Caleb go here, he'll earn himself a penalty right
That's
on
better
half
play.
time.
Here we go.
3 seconds to go. That was their opportunity, and Gold Coast have done well. Got themselves to half time. Rocky's done really well. I think it's still locked up here.
Yeah, we'll go to the halftime break. Nothing can separate the two teams at the moment. We saw two pretty flashy tries early on in the first half, but it was a real grind between both of them towards the back end of the first half. We go into the halftime break here in the men's 20s grand final. Locked up. It's Gold Coast 1, Rockhampton 1. Welcome back to Field 1. The second half's about to get underway here in the men's 20s grand final. The two teams can't be separated at the halftime break. Score is 1 try apiece here. It's got to be a big second half here, boys.
Yeah, mate, I think Rocky's got their first opportunity to score here. And if they can put something on the board, it's going to put their best foot forward for this second half. ML block here. Traditional Rocky play and well read. Bit of footwork from Bob. And again, looking for him from off a sweeper. No.
So Huggers plays it. We'll get it back. Dives in underneath.
Great touch.
Touch is claimed.
It's long arms there.
Yeah, Luke Cashman making the touch for the Coast. So they just hold the play up here. Patrick Crowe directing traffic. Comes back in field to Bob. Kelso in the half. Picks up. Shapes to go long, and there you go. So it took a while to get the second one on the board, and Rockhampton from the tap off finally get it done. They're back in front 2-1.
Fantastic pass there by Rocky, and you can see the link and the winger both chased in there, and then that's what left the winger open.
It's really set up by the middle, just crashing that short hole and banging on the front door. That made the link and the winger collapse there. Gold Coast will be looking to hit back.
And Rocky get their nose in front, and I think they can go back to their composure now, and that's how they like to play. So Gold Coast really need to turn this into a bit of a shootout, because that's how they like to play.
And incorrect roll ball, though. He's going to take the possession away from them. So looking to attack the line and re-level this one up. So Rocky, you've got their tails up now as Kelso heads out. They'll make some changes. Bob will take it forward. He heads off into the interchange box. Referee's pulled up here for a penalty. Gold Coast offside. These are just the little things that they've got to get in control.
Yep, Rocky's starting to wrestle some control of this game. So if they can turn 1 into 2 here, they're going to be really, really with their tails up here.
As Tanner Martin sends it back infield. He'll get the ball back again here. Martin dishes out to Huggers. Sweeper coming around the back. Martin goes away from him. Almost gets into the in-goal area, throws it infield. Just comes off the body off the Gold Coast defender in the middle of the park.
You can see Gold Coast middles are really showing Rocky the space. They know that Rocky wants to pass, so they're showing the space to let them run in, and once they run in, then they shut.
There's a lot of fatigue setting into that Gold Coast side, getting off the field after that set. They're just backing their line defence is one thing, but it's obviously they've got to then get back up off over the halfway line to give themselves a real crack as the half picks up and goes.
Darnell Bennett, short ball. Well defended. And Rocky's keeping the territory battle. They're winning this territory battle at the moment. Again, back to their box, running their subset. They get to halfway in 1-2 here. It gives themselves a real opportunity for a crack on the line here.
Yeah, nice drive into the line again. Huggers.
A good kick out.
Back in field.
Oh, Blenny's foot.
Yeah, Jardel Bob is dancing around at the moment. Takes the tap, takes the touch, and will receive a penalty. The Coast not moving forward.
Big fan of watching Rocky when they just try and get a little bit more running in their game at the moment. At the moment when they go static, Gold Coast are really solid on their line. If they can start getting those middles chasing side to side before they then drive in for that middle platform, they'll look a lot more dangerous. ML
forces Rockhampton to retreat. Huggers goes back in
Great
field.
defence. Look at that, pushing up off the line. Sorry, I got a bit excited there, my Gold Coast boys. But yes, great defence. Finally pushed up off the line and got themselves a penalty, a changeover. So they've got to get out of their own end here. Rocky's doing really well. They've taken 3 before halfway. And it really forces Gold Coast to try and scoop from a long way out.
tip and drop off here, boys. I've got a feeling.
Haven't seen too many drop-offs around the ground so far. Nothing out on the live stream anyway. It's good. Wariki fires one out. Nice pick up out there. Good read. Nathaniel Hannay coming in from the right wing position. Rocky will go back towards their substitution box. And they're picking up penalties. So again, we sort of touched on it. The little discipline areas from the Coast. That's 3 penalties around this midfield position where they've given away, and they're really opening the door for Rockhampton to take advantage.
Yeah, in the first half, Gold Coast were able to kind of hold their line with a few penalties. But as fatigue starts to set in here, it's 30-odd degrees and you're defending most of the try line. It makes it really, really tough. But they're going to back their D, and you can see their tactics here. So let's see what happens.
Ooh, just a misdirected pass.
Oh.
They're going to get another one, and a forced substitution here. So did Rocky get on with the job? They're down to 5 here for potentially 1 or 2 plays. They try to go down the short side. The replacement player is going to get onto the park now. Looks like Cashman out there again for the Gold Coast. Kelso links up with Gray. Gray plays it, comes back his way. Oh, little diving pop-out pass. Referees are all happy with that. That is a beautiful piece of touch football there from Rocky. And for the first time, they push the lead out to 2.
It's a special bit of play. Diving. Oh, beautiful pop-out. And great hands from the winger as well, because I can't say that he would have been expecting that ball once the player dropped his shoulders.
Jai Gray setting up an absolute ripper there for Rockhampton. So a bit of job ahead here for the Gold Coast.
Yeah, mate, they need to get themselves back into their own game. Here comes Raven. They get themselves a penalty. Again, Gold Coast is still trying to go around them. I'd like to see them go through them. That's the Gold Coast way. They like to play that footwork and go underneath them. But at the moment, they're trying to go around them, and Rocky just eats that up.
So right on the 5-metre line here, the Coast trying to dive in underneath, ball in one hand.
Be looking to go back to that play and then maybe just the quarterback and then get running. I think the Rocky team, if you can get that live player and then getting running on the out as the half's going to roost a player here.
Nice touch from Kelso on Tiamo. Tiamo again with ball in hand. Goes back infield. Needham. Pick up and go. Gross goes short. Oh, touch has been called. They're going to get a penalty. So now it's Rocky who probably needs to be a little bit careful defending their line.
Gold Coast sending Kyle on, and I can't see who the link is here. I'd assume that it's Caleb. I think they've got to really start to look to use some of his foot speed. Maybe on some sweepers, getting at the line, let him use his footwork before he uses his pass. There it is, bounce out, throw onto the wing. Oh. Well read by the winger there. Rocky just holding the fort at the moment, and now they're getting onto their play. You can see that this is their game. They like to just grind it out.
Down the sideline they go. Nathaniel Hannay picking up the intercept for Rockhampton. As they roll over the halfway line, Tanner Martin, geez, he's been impressive when he's been onto the park. Here goes Bob, picks up and goes from half. Have they got the numbers out here? They slide nicely. Looking for a penalty here. Referee will just tell them to roll the ball. They'll get back on the job here, the Gold Coast. They'll make changes to right, go back in field. Rocky will be looking to put some pressure on here as the substitutions start to flow onto the field for the Gold Coast.
They're starting to look fatigued, Gold Coast. You can see they don't want to run out of their own box, and Rocky's just keeping them to halfway. So they're going to have to run. Somebody's going to have to pick up and show some energy here. Here comes Raven. And he just needs to look to pin his ears back there and try and earn himself a penalty. I think, again, he's looking to pass rather than go through them. And Gold Coast need to make sure they try and go through them, because Rocky's just too good like that.
Huggins down the sideline. Sorry, Sharpie.
No, you're right, mate. I'm just saying that this Rocky team, it's synonymous with that Rockhampton, CQ, Cowboys, that they're going to be fit and they're going to be running, and you can see that kind of coming to fruition for a lot of these boys now. They're still looking fresh, given that they've played a lot of touch already. As the half going through, caught from half.
Gold Coast need to get themselves moving. Good work by Darnell Bennett there. Takes the first ruck. Coming to the box. That's better by Gold Coast. They're at halfway in 3, but they're slowing it up a lot. They need to just keep banging it through the front door there. 4 coming into a strike dump. They're in a decent position here. I'd like to see him just pick it up and go. Again, trying to pass. There's opportunity there, but you can see the middles are starting to get loose because they want to read for that pass. So there's their opportunity to just pin their ears back and go.
So back to the well here for Rockhampton. They head back down towards the box side. Again, changes on. Pretty familiar type pattern when they're coming out of their end. Again, look at Bob just strolling into the line. Nice pick up. They go short to Bob. He flicks out the back. They go over the top. Held on to here. They've got the numbers and the space. So they get it down.
Get him.
Referee's happy. The Gold Coast box is not. They thought the touch had been made, but that is a good bit of footy there from Rockhampton.
That'll bring the crowds back. Pop pass. Let's see that on the replay. Yeah, that's an outstanding finish again.
Gold Coast, the time is really getting away from them here. They really need to kind of start to get through them and get themselves on the board here and get themselves back in the game, because Rocky are way too clinical at the moment and they're just executing in this second half.
It's been a big second half for Rockhampton. As we went to the halftime break, we were locked up. They've put 3 on the trot here, and they've looked the goods in the second half.
Caleb, here we go. Scooping through again. Runs in between them. There's their opportunity. They've got to go from further out. They give him a chance to get in goal. Rocky, too clinical. Again, straight on the ball. They're going to get to halfway in 3, and that gives them the opportunity to strike at the line. Flowing out of their box. Another little play. Kicking around. They're going to get to the try line, and Gold Coast are happy for him to do that. So they've got a strike dump here. Gold Coast need to hold them out and go the other end if they want to be back in this game.
Martin drives in. Might have them in the midfield.
Pop back
they go
on.
long.
Ooh.
Yeah, couldn't quite get hands on that one. Tough on the tape.
Gold Coast need to pin their ears back and run. The 2 middles are going hard. And they're struggling here getting out of their own end.
So Tiamo trying to get them going forward. They're going to have to
pick
really
up,
dig in.
trying to pick
here.
up a penalty here. You've got to run at him.
Tarai comes off the right foot, goes long now, and no one
There
there.
it is. There's their opportunity. So Gold Coast really need one here because time's getting away from them. There's 3 minutes to go. You need to send your strike players on and get through them.
And coming up, another grand final, mixed open straight after the men's 20s here. Brothers taking on Springfield Stingers. That is going to be an absolute ripper. Tune into that, and there's just stars littered across both sides. There's Gold Coast again, throwing the football around. They pick up from half, early ball off the left foot. Might have them stretched.
Ooh, great
Close
touch there. I thought he got just under him with those long arms.
Yeah, Cashman going within a whisker. Getting the second on the board for the Gold Coast. It's the last now for him. Little
There's
floating
a
ball
sinker
over
pass.
the top.
Ooh, well read
Well
by the
read.
winger.
I think if any winger in this competition is going to read it, it's going to be someone from the Rockhampton area.
Yeah, definitely. And again, time's just getting away from Gold Coast here. They're looking tired. There's only 2 minutes on the clock. And Rocky are just doing their clinical thing, rocking down the line and just controlling the time and the tempo of the game.
So Bob,
Just a really well-drilled team, and even at this late stage in the game, late stage in the carnival, they're still getting their patterns as the late switchback, flick, long pass.
Now we're seeing
And
a bit of showtime here from 20s, which is what it's traditionally known for. Pity it's only with 2 minutes to go, but Rocky are all over this. I think it's just about impossible from here for him to come back.
You'd have to say the future of the sport is in good hands with this talent coming through in the 20s division and a number of boys who are actually playing in the men's premier as well.
Yeah, mate, Rocky are a real nursery up there. They've done really well over the last probably 5-6 years to really develop their young talent and really put so much effort into getting their region up to scratch. And you can see it pays dividends at Junior State Cup and here you can see their men's open and their 20s are just composed and strong.
she's going to go against the Gold Coast here. Forward pass has been called, so it looked like that was going to get the 6 to go call. Rocky back in possession. We'll be just probably looking to start to wind the clock down as we get towards the back end of the men's 20s final. Rocky 4-1 over the Gold Coast as Kelso skips across field.
Just holding their time up.
Jardel Bob again. They'll get the penalty, not moving forward.
Stern in the penalties, just slowing the clock down here. It's 30 seconds to go. He's going to try and get one on the clock here to just seal the deal. Off the right foot.
There it is.
That's
What a
it.
way to finish off this final for Rockhampton, but what a second half that they've put on out here in the men's 20s final. Replay coming up. Bob back into Kelso. Familiar combination, those two in the middle of the field for Rockhampton. And that's a classy finish for
And
the
that'll
boys.
be about do us. I don't think we'll get the tap. Oh, there we go. We get one tap and scoop. That'll be it.
And the referee blows a full time on this one, and Rockhampton get the chocolates in the end. They will win the men's 20s division here at the Queensland State Cup for 2019. Clinical performance in the second half from the Rocky boys.
Mate, nothing else we would expect from Rocky. First half they were a little flustered and they took them a little while to get into the game, but once they got into it, you can see their structures are just rock solid, their defence is rock solid, and they're just composed. Once they got their nose in ahead of them, and that was it from Gold Coast.
And as mentioned, the next grand final that'll take place out here will be the mixed Division A grand final. That's between the Brothers and the Springfield Stingers. As we just made mention while that game was going on, the names that are on both sides of the park for that, it's going to be highly entertaining. We predicted potentially a high-scoring match in this one. Didn't really come to fruition, but I am predicting a high-scoring one in that. And we're just going to cross over to Luke. He's got one of the Rockhampton players on the field.
Down here on the field with Jardel Bob. Mate, you've just won the grand final. How does it feel?
Oh, it's brilliant, mate. The boys worked hard all week. Yeah, just full credit to the boys. It was awesome, yeah.
Now, your brother does play in the NRL Touch Premiership. I've heard from some unique sources that you might even be a little bit better than him, and you're working towards that. How do you deal with that?
I don't know. I just play my own game. He's pretty good. I always train with him and train against him, so I think it's good for him, and yeah, good for me learning a few things, and yeah, just off the older boys as well. Training with the older boys, I just better experience and stuff. Yeah.
Throughout the tournament, had a couple of tough games. You've ground out the wins, win the grand final, first state cup.
Yeah.
Mate, who do you have to thank in your team?
I'd like to thank Damien Kelso and Dave Huggers, and as again the boys. Like, it was just great. Like, we're only a young team, so to come down here and get the win, I think it's unreal.
Excellent stuff, mate. Go and celebrate it.
Thank you.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
Good stuff, mate. Back to you, boys.
Thanks, Luke, and congratulations there to Jardel and the Rockhampton boys winning the men's 20s division here at the Queensland State Cup. We're going to take a short break now. As mentioned, mixed open actions about to take place. Brothers taking on Springfield Stingers. Come back for that one. Welcome back. Mixed Open Grand Final is about to take place out here on Field 1. We have brothers taking on Springfield. James Sharp is with me in commentary again for this one. This will be entertaining.
Scotty, I am excited. Both of these teams are just littered with some of the stars of our game. Springfield featuring Dylan Hennessy and Jermaine Dayberg-Muir. Brothers featuring Samoan international Michael Rasmussen and Watty O'Brien.
So Springfield first possession on the attack. Jermaine gets down low. Ooh, he thought the try was on the cards there for Springfield. Referee indicating he's got a touch on the back. So we see the substitution box there for brothers. They've got strikeout on the park at the moment. Here's Springfield. Dayberg-Muir. Hennessy picks up from half, one hand, skips across the face, flicks it back on the inside, and it has opened up. And first try for Springfield. That's a nice start for them.
Yeah, definitely looking at this game being high scoring as Dylan picks up, runs to his right, little goosey, flick pass, opened up in the middle there. Also looking in this mixed game, Emily Hennessy, Sammy Hopkin and Tony Wells. Three of our internationals as well featuring. So our mixed team's only ever as good as their female players, and we are fortunate enough to have some of the best in the game in this match.
As Doak picks up, they took to go the short side and get on the outside. That's a great response there from brothers. Their first possession, they get points on the board as well. And potentially, as predicted, high scoring, entertaining within the first couple of minutes. Two tries, or one try apiece, I should say, both teams.
Just splitting, and he's just a fast man, Scotty.
And Watty O'Brien getting the points there for brothers. So here we go. Hennessy and Dayberg-Muir back on the park.
Yeah, look for both of these teams to play a little bit of offense, defense throughout the game, getting their strike players like Drummy and Dylan on the field. Mixed a very tactical game. Drummy splitting short side.
He's into the in-goal area again, gives it back to Dayberg-Muir. Referee's happy. So another try here for Springfield, pushes them back out to a one-try lead, 2-1.
3 sets, 3 tries. Dylan Hennessy picking up from half and just showing a clean set of heels to get Drummy again on the outside this time. Been a long carnival for all of these teams. I believe they've played upwards of 9 games now. Obviously not hindering their attack thus far though.
So Rasmussen on the field. Doak again had a heavy hand in their first try, takes the space, fires a beautiful left to right, just takes off the fingertips there. Tough one to reel in the end. Tisha Gavin out there on the right hand side for brothers. Springfield get us back underway on the 5. See how they transition out of their end of the field. Hennessy directing traffic. Now they get over towards their right hand side. Changes will come onto the field. Nice drive in.
See what sort of drive they can get. Dylan picking up again. Got space. Great second effort there by... Oh, nope, they've earned 6 to go. Good honesty there by the brothers team.
Yeah, it's good to see, isn't it? In a final, it's all on the line out there. And
yeah, I mean, the sport is built on honesty, isn't it? And obviously they just get Drummy on the field. He's coming off on the sweep. And they've earned themselves a penalty. He's still got it, Drummy, doesn't he?
Oh, in spades. Just turning it on. And Rediker on that occasion, Matthew Rediker getting across. Like he might have been able to make the touch. The penalty has been given. More pressure coming towards brothers now. Springfield, Hennessy goes back in field, picks up early ball, drum, left foot, pops back in. Now it's gone backwards, so play on. They get the bounce of the ball there, brothers. Sometimes a bit of luck's got to go your way.
Good little check back on the inside. Brothers making great yards on the halfway line already. Michael Rasmussen, he'll no doubt feature for this brothers side. Jardy playing in the straw hat. Yeah. Willie Briston picking... Oh, no, ball down.
Yeah, looks like it might have been the right call there from Aaron Searston. Jardy just getting caught in an upright position as they try to put some pressure on the first touch. Yeah, we've made mention a couple of times, love the straw hat. I've never seen anyone be able to play in a straw hat, keep the speed and intensity. His brothers are going to pick up a penalty here.
Be very interesting. Fresh legs coming on. If Jardy can manage to keep that hat on all game, I will be very, very impressed.
So Rasmussen take the tap here for brothers. Down by 1 at the moment. As Green comes back infield off the left foot. Doak onto the park as well. Rasmussen plays it, gets it early from Doak. He goes left to right and just dips down. Tough ball to take in front of Charlotte Kennington. Brothers take this opportunity to make a couple of changes. Back on the board.
Looking reasonably strong defensively. Great drive there early on in the set. You're doing very well when your two female links are going to be Emily Hennessy and Sammy Hopkin. Your big hard touch. They earn a repeat set. Watch for their attacking crew to jump back on the field. Drummy coming off the box now. Husband-wife combo in this team as well, Scott.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting. I reckon Emily will be directing traffic out there. Here we go. She'll get into half. Gives back to Dylan. Dylan comes back her way. Oh, looks to switch in. If she has it. No touch has been made. So manages to thread the needle there somehow, some way. Dylan, just when you think there's no chance of getting through, they look like they've got them covered. Fake to switch back inside, and the touch was there to be made. Matthew Rediker might be ruining that defensive lapse. Gets the third one on the board for Springfield.
Yeah, a common error. Dylan, traditionally a right to left passer, so people try to man him on a little bit when they make that touch on the right-hand side of the field, and he's got such a great right foot step that he managed to open up the space. Brothers will be wanting to hit back here. They don't want to let it get too far out of hand early on.
Rasmussen plays it. Doak. Bit of footwork. Nice flick. Beautiful ball to Willie Briston. So that's a great response. Nice footwork as well, but it's the ball movement from Brothers here. Man, they use the ball to get on the outside of the defenders. We see the replay coming up. Look at this ball from Rasmussen. Good line as well from Willie Briston. Good response. Just keeps him within distance here. 3-2.
Set up by that man, Marlon Doak again. The flick pass out the back. Good to see Willie Briston. He's coming back now. He's starting to get a bit of running under his legs after doing his knee probably 2 years ago now. So it's great to see the big fella back on the field.
Springfield get us back underway after the restart. Dayberg Muir again goes left foot, has it in one hand. Briston, after getting the try, the previous one, has come up with a big defensive play as well.
Yeah, he'd have to be one of the guys that I've played footy with before, and I've never felt more confident than when he was defending our line. He's always there making that second and third effort, and that was a great touch there on Drummy stepping off his left.
Hopkins gives to Hennessy, and again, there he is. He's like a dog with a bone in defence, just spot on, and there isn't much of him, but he doesn't mind throwing his body around.
Well, it's especially important, to, in a team that's got a lot of attacking weapons, but you need those guys to be able to go out there and get stops, and Willie Briston, that's his motive.
It's Jesse Green now, picks up the handy meters. Nice little pop-out play. They come back in field, pick up and go here. Can they put it through the hands? Oh, held on to. Has there been a touch made? They're claiming it. Oh, wow. If they managed to get away with that, that would have been one for the highlight reel.
Outstanding touch by the winger from the Springfield Stingers as well. Good yards again. They're looking up and scanning where the space is in that defence, and Dylan looking to get a well-earned break, I think. Forward pass from
He's going to pull him back. Sean Lifu-Bray on screen there, throwing the football back for Brothers to get back underway. And Rediker just trudges forward. Rasmussen takes the touch. No half in place. Doak gets over there now.
Yeah, they've definitely got their attacking pot on there with Waddy coming on as well. Look for some really dynamic, static play here as Marlon will get the ball back.
Yeah, they've got space, beautiful ball, summed up perfectly, great finish in the corner as well. So they've gone back-to-back tries here, brothers, and we are now level in the mixed open grand final.
It's just exciting football. Anytime Marlon gets the ball, he's dangerous as you see him split. Sizes up the numbers beautifully, and the link does a really good job, I believe. That is... Yep, Tony Wells crashing that short hole, which made the winger kind of be in two minds there. So, important lesson for all you youngsters at home. Just because you don't have the ball doesn't mean you're not involved in the play.
So Emily Hennessy into half, sends it over hubby's way. Dayberg Muir will switch Emily back in. She now straightens up, wrap around play. Hennessy skips, holds it up, and they throw it straight in toward Jardinine. He's trying to claim he didn't get hands on that, got his body in the way. 6 more touches.
Yeah, you'd almost love to see Jardy trust Willie there. He loves his defence, and they're trying to get out nice and high off that 10 release.
Dayberg Muir off the left foot. Oh, a touch made. A few hands up in the air here from Springfield.
That's an outstanding touch. You very rarely see anyone get drummy on that first left foot step.
Hennessy holds it up. Dayberg Muir again. Early ball goes out left hand side again. Now has the touch been made? Trying to claim it again. Our referee points to the spot this time. So they managed to stop drum on the previous raid. Couldn't do it on the second time around. So we see the replay come up.
Yep. Yeah, just stood him up a little bit with that quarterback fake and then went short side. He's just got so many tricks in his bag, Drummy, that you can't hedge your bets on any one way. You've got to defend with a system, I suppose.
So Green now rolling through the middle of the field. Rasmussen and Doak on in the middle of the park here for brothers. Our referees pulled them back for an incorrect play, the ball.
And the penalty for good measure.
Marched up an extra 10 metres as well. So cheap metres here for Springfield. His brothers make a few changes after that penalty. Neen and Briston back on.
Good yards there by Josh. Look to see whether they can get the ball back in the middle. Dylan will still be pulling the strings here in attack.
Pick up right Hennessy again. Goose goes off the right foot. Straight into Willie Briston.
See what they can come up with here. Jesse Green playing lead middle. Jardy looking to hold the space. Calling his winger in. County's play. Great touch again.
Jesse Green coming up out of the line to get that one done. No, towards their box with Tony Wells. Neen heads off. Nice inside ball, picks up a couple of extra metres. Doak back on the park as well. He might pick up and go here if he can get clean roll ball. That's a good contact in the roll ball. Slows things up for brothers. Doak still manages to create something. They got the numbers. Rasmussen gets it out and it just dips away. Unlucky. That was a good recovery because it looked like their play was pretty much dead and buried. But they still managed to create the overlap. Now turned it over. Here's Springfield. That could be a chance for brothers to level this one back up. 4-3 is the score. We're starting to wind down here in the first half. Rasmussen and Doak. Early ball. Doak, can he get away from one? No.
Little party trick there, putting the ball between his legs. We'll see what they go. So they've tried to sequence a bounce out. Marlon picks up, big long pass.
And held. There you go. So back locked up. And what a left to right pass there from Doak. And nice finish there as well in the corner as we see the replay. Charlotte Kennington just having to take that one and get it down to the ground. So they're not going anywhere, brothers.
Evens with just over 20 seconds to go. We'll see whether the Stingers look to get a strike dump. They look a little bit of urgency here. See whether brothers are aware of the clock as well.
Here they go, short side. There might be a penalty. No, thought the players might have been a little bit short there from brothers. Referees are happy. That'll probably see us out here in the first half. As Tony Wells goes back to retrieve the ball. Hooter goes in the background, and that's a good response towards the back end of the first half there from brothers. Looked like it was all Springfield early on. But a couple of tries towards the back end. Sees us going into the halftime break. Sharpie locked up 4 apiece.
Yeah, Springfield started really strong, and then brothers just got into that little bit of a grind. Marlon Doak leading the way in attack for the brothers team, and Dylan and Drummy really just steering the Stingers around in attack. But I think this game will come down to who can get those defensive stops in the important moments, and I think, you know, Willie Briston probably have a big second half for the brothers team.
And we've got a game on our hands here. This is the Mixed Open Grand Final at the 2019 State Cup. We are locked up here on Field 1 as Springfield and brothers. Current score here, 4 tries apiece. And both teams have made their way back onto the field here for the second half of the Mixed Open Grand Final. They couldn't be separated at the halftime break. 4 tries apiece is the score here. And like we saw that in the men's 20s Grand Final that we commentated just before this one. It was locked up at 1 try apiece. Rocky ended up getting the steam and going on with it. Who's going to go on with it here, Sharpie?
Oh, it's too hard for me to make a call. I've got a foot in both camps, I reckon. I think that it will come down to the last minute or two, and it'll be a defensive stop that wins a team the game as Ras. The bounce play.
Want to had him on the outside. Step back infield.
Lots of little trick plays. This brothers team, they play a lot together under kind of the watch the feet banner and a lot of the cash comps as Michael Rasmussen counties play. Short ball.
Oh! Oh, touch has been claimed. Not happy, Marlon Doak. And had to be mate there. But gee whiz, that would have been one for the highlight reel, no doubt. Josh Glatchen.
Oh, it comes up. Oh. Wow.
Outstanding athleticism there from Marlon Doak. As Tracy Hill makes a nice touchdown. Her right-hand side of the field. Come out with a little bit of intensity here, Springfield. Nice ball across the face. It comes back infield now. Hopkin skips away. Don't want to give her too much room. Comes out towards Emily's side. Emily picks up and goes. Can't get through the brothers' middle defence.
Shout out as well to Ryan Enderheeper. He's working the sub box over there. The big fella just had knee surgery. He's hopefully wishing him the best on his recovery. He's an integral part of this team typically as brothers turn the ball over coming out of their own end.
There he is on screen. You can see with the bandage. Another supporter of the straw hat. Yeah, great player in his own right. Broncos player. So good chance here for Springfield. After the penalty given away from brothers. Dayberg Muir.
This is their stacked attacking side. Emily in the link. Dumb.
Late switch, and Drum can't reel that one back in. Brothers are looking to get on with it here. Naeem with a quick play the ball. Jesse Green goes across the field.
Yeah, I think if I'm brothers, I might be trying to lift the tempo. Anytime you've got Dylan and or Drummy on the field defending, that would be when I'd be trying to push the pace to keep them on. Fresh legs coming.
Rasmussen goes back in field. A bit of a collision of bodies. Gets it away from one. No, touch made. And a penalty. Not returning the ball to the mark as well. So they just advance upfield. Nice drive direct there from Mopo. He's in the half. Yeah, they're just doing simple things right at the moment. Sinamu as well. Getting them going forward. It takes a while for Hennessy to get into the acting half position. They link up now. There's just absolute space in front and a touch. Good recovery made. Referee's happy they made it back onside. And Woody O'Brien getting across there. Absolutely nobody at home in defence through the middle there for brothers. Lucky to get away with that one.
Looking to get fresh legs on off that sub box. That danger man, Marlon Doak, he's back on the field again. So looking to get a strike done. Good little check. Here comes Marlon.
Picks up one-handed, gets into the in-goal, tries to jump up. And again, the outstretched arm of Glatchen. Makes the touch. Doak heading over towards the sideline. Look at the meters here from Hopkin.
That's what we spoke about early in the game, the strength of the girls in the team. Having Em Hennessy and Sammy Hopkin there is just a massive bonus for the Springfield Stingers. Great drive.
Marino in the half, comes off the right foot, goes short. And just getting the hand out there. Matthew Rediker. It's going to give them another set of 6. And neither team has been able to get one on the board here in the second half as of yet.
Big team play as well from Moreno there. He earns his team a repeat set and then comes straight to the sub box to get Dylan back on
for attack. So Dylan and Drummy no doubt scheming here. Splits in. Oh, not quite where he wanted it.
So they just take their time. Easy touch as well. Hennessy again, comes off the right foot, goes twice. He's got the beat. And pure class there from Dylan Hennessy. The footwork, he's got the passing skills, he's got it all.
And that's just that same thing again. See him throwing left to right and thinking of manning him on, and sometimes we forget that he's got a pretty mean right foot as well.
So first try in the second half. It comes Springfield's way. 5-4 is the score. As we saw in the first, brothers, and they're straight onto the attack here with Doak. He's got to take the space, skips ahead. And how about that? And we can see Emily Hennessy just putting her arms in like, what just happened out there? And they went straight from the tap-off pretty much. Caught Springfield absolutely napping.
I think he's just a little bit of a bounce-out play. The link was just way too far in.
Gets it right in just before the in-goal line as well. So good signs from brothers. They're going to stick with Springfield here. Back level, 5 apiece.
Yeah, we're looking at a very, very close finish. See what Springfield can go to. They've only got Drummy on the field. It looks like he might be sweeping.
Lifu Bray gets in underneath.
Oh, he's down.
So here we go. The floodgates might start to open now. Both teams going back to back with tries. Back in front. Nice work there from Deshaun Lifu Bray. He's taking the space himself, getting in underneath. Great work. 6-5.
See where the brothers can hit back here. Both teams doing a really great job of just keeping that ball alive, checking it around and saving touches so they can get an extra crack at that try line. Michael Rasmussen will be looking to set something up here, splitting quickie play.
Oh, just going out the front of Neen. So you can hear Hennessy barking instructions from the box. He's telling them to finish down the other end. 1%ers, and they've responded. They're just going through the middle of the field at the moment. Tanamu, nice drive. They'll come towards the box now. The big guns will roll onto the field. Hopkin picks up and goes. Wells has made a couple of touches. She's going to be called offside.
Good running by Sammy there. Dylan and Drummy back on the field again. Look for something to come off the left foot, I would say.
So Dill goes back in field. Still touches up their sleeve here, Springfield. Brothers just holding their defensive shape at the moment. They go back in field, fire a long ball out. Little one-on-one battle. Oh, they pop in and they pop back out again. And that is classy, classy touch football there from Springfield.
Great play. That's probably something we'll start to see coming back into the game. The big long pass. Well done to size it up. Pop back in, pop back out. I think we've seen a lot of pop back tries this weekend, Scotty, and I think the next evolution will be the pop-pop.
The pop-pop.
Pop-pop. Patent pending.
I think you're looking after yourself, being a winger who doesn't mind a pop back in, so you'll be looking for the pop back out.
There's a short ball.
Oh,
Forward from half. Well, what's interesting for me as a winger is that I set up more than I scored this weekend. So
I find that very hard to believe.
Oh, it's easy when you don't score, man.
Yeah, okay. From that angle, I gotcha.
Great yards by this Springfield team after Dylan's effort to get them up and drive forward and finish the ball down the other end. They're looking like they've got a little bit more energy at the moment than the brothers' side.
So Hennessy again, holds it up. They might have him beat here on the short side. Right foot comes back in. Drum goes left foot and can't get away from Neen.
Willie Briston again.
Oh, it's Briston, my apologies.
That man.
Who else
Can move.
So
And trucking it up the middle first touch as well. Always taking the hard yards out of trouble, Willie.
down the sideline they go. Changes on. Rasmussen, see Doak sniffing around. Here he goes, looking to pick up with the right hand. Throws left to right and just out in front of Tony Wells.
Well read by the winger Harley as well there. She was in to make that touch, I'd say.
Forward passes the call. So 2-point advantage here for Springfield. 7-5 is the score. This is the Mixed Open Grand Final. Queensland State Cup. They come towards their sub-box side. That's rolled away. It's come off the foot by the look of it. Or some sort of impediment there from Tony Wells. Springfield just taking a couple of seconds off the clock. Arthur Butler out there. Another penalty from the side.
Just over 4.5 minutes to go. Really important for the brothers' side. They get a stop here. 2 tries is manageable. 3 would be very difficult.
Take their time. Tinamu working with Hennessy, middle of the field. Strong touch. Slows up the momentum. Still got touches up their sleeve here, Springfield. Set up. This man will do exactly that. Here he goes. Comes infield off the ledge, flicks it out the back, and Marlon has a bit of a snatch at it. A bit of a reactionary thing. It's being fired out of the back end there of Dylan Hennessy.
As Drummy now comes onto the field as well. They're unrelenting, this Springfield team, with the attacking prowess that they hold.
Hopkin sends it back infield. Jermaine throws it back into Dylan. He goes outfield. Nice touch made there from Marlon.
See what they go to. Dylan looking with a bit of a static setup. Could well go to an early release to Drummy here.
Started step. Drum comes off the left foot and gets down. Unbelievable. Even looked like he slipped a little bit as he was coming in. Still manages to regain his feet. So you see the replay. It's a pretty good try. It's a pretty good try.
On the spot. I mean, how impressive is that after 3 days of touch, probably 10 games, to be able to stop on a dime like that? Just something else from Drummy. That's why he is one of the greatest we've ever seen in the game, isn't it, Scott?
Absolutely. Brothers now down by 3. Springfield starting to push ahead. Big ball, and Tracy Hill gets it down. Good finish. Left to right again from Marlon Doak. So back down to 2. Got a couple of minutes on the clock.
They're not out of it. Not out of it. They got Willie Briston on to defend this set here. So if they can get a stop and truck it up the guts, they might be able to go bang bang. Never say die attitude in that brothers team. They've played a lot of footy together, so they know how they can get themselves back into this. But with Dylan and Drummy back on the field, they're probably looking for another highlight play, Scott.
Hennessy, let's see what they go with. Fubray in the half, early ball to Drum, left foot again, pops it over the top, and Deshaun just couldn't quite reel that one in. He was looking to bat that one on, so they did get the stop, although they looked a little bit shaky. Oh no.
That's a coach killer, that one.
Yeah, hands on heads.
Fatigue just starting to set in there. A little bit of a loose pass. I think you can say Springfield can ice the game here. A try here would put it out of reach.
Yeah, no question. Hennessy in the half. It's Dylan now playing the ball. Fubray gives. Brothers hold. Hennessy almost race walking at the moment. Emily, early ball, comes off the right foot, flying through the air.
Brian. Still get nervous anytime they're trying to man him on when he goes to that left to right edge. Always concerning. Rooster play, link hole. Great defense, Michael Rasmussen. Keep your team in it. They need to go coast to coast here.
Forward pass has been called. Jesse Green taps, gets underway. The offload in the left-hand side. Green in the half again.
Marlin coming off the box here. Just got to get a bit more go forward. That's great play. Keep the ball alive.
Brody Ray now with the ball, goes back infield.
Last
Huda goes in the
touch.
background, they try and flick it out. And that's all she wrote here, mixed open grand final. It's going to go the way of Springfield Stingers. Great match. Brothers did a really good job to work their way back in them. They went into the halftime break, locked up, but Springfield just stretched away in the second half. And with the names that you see on paper again, Dylan Hennessy, drum were superb. Too good on the day. Great work from Springfield.
Yeah, just an amazing performance by the Springfield side. Dylan and Drummy, and I think they were definitely helped out by Sammy and Em in that length. A lot of good yards out of trouble, and the brothers team, they were right in it until the end, and it's just great to see such amazing mixed touch football here at the Queensland State Cup.
So congratulations to Springfield taking out the Queensland State Cup Mixed Open Division. We have Women's Premier Grand Final coming up your way. You've got to stay tuned for this one. UQ Rebels will be taking on Gold Coast. That's coming to you live from Field 1. Stay tuned. Women's Premier Grand Final coming up. And we're just going to head back out onto the field. Luke is with Emily Hennessy.
Here with one of our winning players, Emily Hennessy. How does that feel?
Oh, mate, I can't even explain it. I mean, for the club, a new club, Springfield, just to get the boys on the park. You know, you can say we've got Dylan Drum, which are highly experienced players, but, you know, everyone forgets that there's players out there. A lot of those boys and girls actually haven't played club level even before. It's just running around the local park. So to get the win here at the first ever Queensland, you know, State Cup, it just would mean the world for everyone. So, yeah, it's good.
Excellent work. You actually lost to brothers yesterday.
Yeah.
How did it feel to get one over them in the final?
Oh, look, every time you come up against that team, you know, they're such a well-structured team. They've played, you know, mixed before. They gel so well together. Some amazing individuals, and obviously they, you know, like I said, they gel together as a team. We knew it was going to be hard. We went down by 1 yesterday, and we just spoke about a few things we needed to fix, and we came into this game confident, and yeah, just glad we got it over the line.
Now the question is, will you be backing up next weekend in New South Wales? Or are you going to have a bit of a break?
No, I'll be there next weekend, mate. The mixed stuff's a little bit cruisy for the girls. Obviously, the boys have a big role in there. So my sister and myself will be down there next weekend playing for Central Coast Women. So we're looking forward to that one.
Ultimate touch head, Emily Hennessy. Thanks so much. Go and enjoy the win and enjoy the rest of the tournament.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Back to you guys.
Thanks, Luke, and a big congratulations and thank you to Emily Hennessy, taking out the Mixed Open Grand Final here at the Queensland State Cup. As mentioned, the Women's Premier match between UQ Rebels and Gold Coast is coming your way. We're going to take a short break, and that match is due to commence at 1:10.
Mike Prince. If he cuts away from me, I'll get a shot of the crowd. Cut away from me. Have Coke will work. Have Coke will work.
Welcome back to the Coomera Sports Fields Women's Premier Grand Final is about to take place here. This is the Queensland State Cup for 2019. Dave Marr has jumped in commentary with me for this one. Good to see you, Davey boy.
Good to see you, Scotty. What a beautiful day.
And it's going to be an exciting one as well out here. UQ Rebels have gone through the tournament without a loss so far, and deservedly so. Probably the favourites going into the tournament this weekend. But the Gold Coast knocking off Caboolture Colts in the semi-final. They find themselves in the grand final. They won't leave any stone unturned out here this afternoon.
No, they'll look to upset the UQ side. They've had a pretty good Metro Cup season, and as you said, UQ deservedly to be in the grand final. I'm just looking forward to a great game of touch.
Yeah, and unfortunately not the start that they would have been looking for. Just lost possession there. Little mistake after the tap off. So Rebels will be straight on the attack here and looking to make them pay. Davis gets a nice ball right out in front, switches back in front to Curtis. Sweepers around the back. They go away from My. Aikens into the in-goal area. Somehow evades the Gold Coast defence and try it to Sammy Joe Curtis. What a start.
Very good start by the Rebels. They're a very good side when they run hard. You just seen a nice little switch by Danny Davis to look like Beck, My or Sammy Joe for the drive, and then Taran just looks at numbers and sees the short side they're coming in and a little pass off the hip.
So the Gold Coast, a little mistake from the start of the match. I'll make sure that they don't do that this time around. As they charge through the middle of the field, McDonald working with Chantel Holloway-Samuels. Nice little wrap around, throw, and it's been held on to. It's just dropped away on the end.
Yeah,
So
looked like a good ML setup for Taylor Connell there. They look like they held their line well there, Rebels. So they look like they're going to hold their line when their ball players are looking to ball play and find their hole hitters.
Tiani Bryce straight through the middle. It's been a real positive aspect of the Rebels game. It's just how they make meters coming out of the end of the field. Bryce again. Wood goes into half. It's good contact in the play. The ball disrupts it. It's going to regain possession here for Gold Coast.
Yeah, very good touch. I think the one thing Gold Coast don't need to do is roll down if you want to let UQ get the roll on, because they're such a good side. They have great speed to roll you over very quickly. So hopefully the Gold Coast can fix their rolling in this rest of the game.
They head towards the sideline now. A couple of changes on. Shani Valila with the ball in hand. Chloe Watt directing traffic. She takes the touch. Shanae Sizolka on the field as well. Valila goes away. And they might pick the penalty up here, so it's a good chance.
It's a tough penalty, that. I thought they got back about 10-15 metres there. But Denise found a little shadowing call there to get him. So Shani and Chloe here looking to set up the attack with Shanae. Shanae's got a great left to right pass on her, so hopefully that's one of their strengths with the win too. So see what they set up for here.
It's Chloe Watt pumps across field. Here we go. Sizolka off the left foot, tries to fire it in, comes off the hands of Britt Donovan. Yeah, Sizolka definitely one to watch. Good footwork as well. Comes off that left foot to set herself up for that big left to right bomb. Keep an eye on her out there for the Gold Coast this afternoon.
And also with Shani in the middle here, she's very fast on her feet, so that's also another person.
And they come up. They're in trouble here, the Rebels. This will be a penalty.
Very good play. I know that Hinny shoots in on those plays, so Shani was really smart to run a phase off the back of that. So let's see how they use the rest of this set here. Hopefully they can use the 6 touches and not look to score on touch 1.
Come across the field. Sizolka. They realign. Malila pulls out the Rebels defence. Good touch there from Hinny. They straighten up, coming to the line again, just trying to evade defenders, but they're just playing laterally at the moment, Gold Coast. Now Malila in from half again. They'll pull back out.
They're looking to drive for Shanae here, but the Lynx doing a good job defensively. The refs found another penalty. They're rolling a fair bit, Rebels. So it'd be interesting to see if they actually sit one on the sideline here, because they're not letting GC set up their play for Shanae, which is a very good, smart play by Renee and the Rebels team. So, and then a non-square roll ball.
Yeah, so they come up with the error early on in that repeat set. Rebels did a good job. Defended their line for 3 sets there. Head down towards the right-hand side of the field with Bryce. They'll be making changes after all that defensive work.
Great
the extra meters there. Yeah, great meters. Hawkins onto the field now. My straightens up. Aiken picks up. Aiken goes. Touch made there from Valila. Good work.
It's good to see Taz back playing some touch after a good WNRL win for the Broncos this year. It's good to see her back playing with her beloved Uni Rebels. So it's good to see Taz back out there.
Zolka takes one forward. She'll come off the field. Changes back onto the park here for the Gold Coast. It's Mooney Stack in the half. It picks up, goes, attacks the short side, almost gets into the in-goal area, but My gets over there and cover.
Very good, the Uni Rebels on the line. They tend to back this line defence all game. they'll let you scoop on the short side and they'll round you down very quickly before you can get in goal. So Renee's got them on point at the moment.
Nice extra ball there from My, and Thomas picks up extra metres. Again, Donovan gets on the outside of a Gold Coast defender. They're rolling into the line nicely here, the Rebels. They're setting up for Davis to pick up. She scoops with the right hand, goes short just out in front of Andreasen. Couldn't reel that one in. But they're so dangerous when they get a roll on a good flow coming into the line.
Oh, very dangerous, especially with Danny Davis coming out of half. One of the premier women's players in the world, and you know, great drive there by Sammy Jo Curtis. Just unfortunately couldn't stick hands there when he hit in the hole. But as you said before, Scotty, when they get their roll on, they're very, very hard to stop. I think Gold Coast just need to stop rolling. They need to sort of get up in their face and not give the Uni Rebels a lot of metres. That's what's sort of doing them at the moment. They're giving a lot of metres for those attacking players to set up on the line.
So this is the last touch. They've only just gone over the halfway line here, the Coast, as they float one out towards the right-hand side. Rackerman makes the touch. So they're in pretty good attacking position here as they put it right across the face. On touch one, they'll be rolling over the halfway line. Nice little extra pass again, just picking up easy metres for Donovan.
That's it.
Third touch now for the Rebels. And steaming on Marama Thomas. Bryce picks up again, just a little flick in underneath. Thomas throws the extra pass as well. It's come off the hands of the Gold Coast defence. 6 more touches here to the Rebels.
I just said that little extra pass to Britt makes that extra 10 metres and forces you to roll. Can't make you shoot on the next one. So it's a very, very good sub pattern they have, the Rebels. It gets that 10 metres and gets you going defensively rolling to your line, which is very hard to stop. So it looks like a link sweeper coming here for Pagey.
And they come back in field. Emily Ward, Sazolka reads it nicely. Hawkins from half.
Very well defended. Tiani out of half. Let's see what she produces. Short ball. Very well defended again.
So good job from the Coast. Rebels are throwing quite a few questions at them. Positive is they've still only down by 1.
It's a big positive. I think that they've absorbed a lot of the Uni Rebels attack here. The hard thing for me watching is they're not getting the yards to get themselves an attacking opportunity. You've got the last coming down. It's just over halfway. So. And just another error.
Yeah, they're definitely winning the territory battle at the moment. The UQ Rebels.
I think what Uni do to you is they make you go to the sub box because they just don't stop running. So instead of trying to have an arrow set or a direct set, they just make you go to the box. So they're able to set, and then on touches 4 and 5, they slam you and you only get to halfway. So very, very good structures there in the Uni Rebels camp.
Aiken and Davis working together in the middle of the field. Aiken looking for a penalty, trying to get the Gold Coast players to move forward. Davis goes back to Aiken now, shows it, goes the other way. They're going to try and claim 6 to go. Taylor Connell saying that it's come off her body. Not too happy with the call.
No, I think it's the right call. I think she's in the passing lane, so once it hits her in the passing lane, if she's going for the ball or the touch, I think it should be 6 again. So it's a right call there by Denise, I think. Players don't like that call, Scotty. They think they're always right. It's like another link sweeper for Taryn. Here we go. Well defended again. Well defended again by the Gold Coast girls.
And they're working hard for each other. The two referees are coming together here, and they're going to give a penalty away. So another set of line defence coming Gold Coast way. Doing a good job at the moment to scramble as best they can, but can they hold out this Rebels juggernaut? Curtis to Aiken. They've got some strikeout on the park at the moment, the Rebels. Davis switches in My. They've got bodies in motion. Aiken again comes off the right foot, has the ball in one hand and puts it down. Again, Gold Coast trying to claim to the referee. It's all too little too late. Second one on the board for the Rebels.
It's a great play there. It's a switch the far link down for a middle for another link sweeping. It's so hard to stop, and Taryn's got a very good right foot to a low dive and very fast bang, look at that, straight to the ground. Very good call by the referee. She's in a very good position there to call that, so just a bit wide, the 2 middles there, but hopefully, as you said before, Scott, it's only 2-0. If they can sort of fix their rucking and their line defence, GC are right in this.
So Mooney Stack takes it forward here for the Coast. Receive the ball back. McDonald directing traffic. She'll now take a settler forward. Jane comes across field. Ooh, couldn't get clean pick up there, Shanae, and it's a turnover as a result.
What Uni are doing really well there is when they're looking to sweep the drive for Shanae, they're sending their link 2 or 3 metres in front of their middle. So the link's making the touch instead of the middle, and Shanae's not getting what she wants, and it's very well defended at the moment by the Rebels. The only thing is, can they continue it for another 20 minutes?
So a rare mistake from UQ. Gives a good opportunity here for Gold Coast to get on the board. We're definitely looking to get a sniff of a try here, get some sort of momentum, a little bit of spark back into this match. As Dave said, only down by 2 at the moment. They're doing a really good job to hold on. They haven't really come close to being able to create points as of yet. And again, another penalty though. Puts more pressure on the defensive line here for the Rebels.
Yeah, they got the middle, but they did a good job to roll to give the penalty away. I don't know if that's part of their plan, but it's pretty smart, to be honest. Instead of giving her a crack, give a penalty away and get a dead ball play again and try to send your links up to make touches. It was like a little quickie platform here for Francesca. She's got the ball in hand. She's driving for Shanae.
Short flat ball, they're within the 5, and she finds big left right, and geez, that was half a chance.
Yeah, very good chance there. They got a little phase off it, and I think if the ball goes to hand there, I think they score there, Scott. So, as you said before, she's so dangerous off that left foot to a pass. So, let's see. Hopefully, they can just get Jag one before half time and get it to 2-1.
So they head towards the substitution side of the field again. Harmon Thomas almost getting away from McDonald, has to come back to the mark. Tiani Bryce, again, just that extra pass out to Goodsall. Picks up those extra couple of metres. Again, nice work from Hawkins coming in from the box. Ooh, and it just tips away. So there's a couple of little errors that have crept into the Rebels game over the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, and that's something that Renee won't be very happy about. That's what they strive themselves on, is not to make those mistakes coming off your line and giving your good ball players that strike dump on 5. So she'll get into the girls about that to fix that, and hopefully they can fix it in the second half. And then we found another one, little roll ball there.
And that's probably the area of the game where the Gold Coast really need to be 100% at. If they get a slight door open from the Rebels, if they're making mistakes, they can't return the same thing on the other side of the park. They need to be really crisp and take those opportunities when they get them.
100%, Scotty. Like, you've just got the ball just on halfway to attack their line, and you make an error on touch too. Shouldn't be happening in a big game like this.
Hawkins goes to My, back to Page. Within the 5, My goes left to right, takes a deflection. Another set of 6.
Taylor did well to get up in the lane there, but I think she drops her hands and let the wingers peel out there. I think they had that covered, so now it's a full set of 6 on the line with some great attacking weapons, with Taryn with the ball looking for a quickie platform. Very good strike by the link there, very good strike. Oh, they called forward off the half.
There you go. Referees have been all over those this weekend.
The referees have done a great job this weekend. I think they've done a fantastic job with the rules that they've set in place as a Queensland touch for the State Cup, and I think they've done a fantastic job this weekend in controlling players and controlling the game. It's been great to be a part of, mate. Yeah,
it's been a long weekend for them as well. No doubt some of them probably racked up, between 10 and 15 games across the weekend.
Oh, that's
a huge contact.
That's massive.
Cashman and My coming together. The penalty goes to favour of Gold Coast. Straight back to their feet. No problems at all. Cashman fakes.
Play. Well read by Paige Hawkins there. Very well defended. Very hard to break this side. Let's see what they can use. They've got Taylor Connell, Shani and Laura Jane out there. Some wealth of experience. Let's see if they can break this.
Try to skip on the outside. Aiken makes the touch. Makes the touch, I should say. Really big chance here for the Coast. Can they capitalise? Pick up Lilla, almost skipping on the outside. Referee's happy. My was onside. Last touch, so they're going to have to try and create something out of nothing. Taylor Connell can't get anything going there for the Coast.
That's really good defence by Semi Jo Curtis there. She got off the line to stop Taylor from trying to step her there. So it's a good half, Scott. Very good half.
The Rebels go into the halftime break here in the grand final. This is the Women's Premier Division. They've got a 2-try lead over the Gold Coast, but the Coast, they're doing a great job to hang into this match. Feel if they can just get one on the board, it'll be game on here in the second half. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with the second half in the Women's Premier Grand Final very shortly. Second half action here in the Women's Premier Grand Final match. Not too far from getting underway. Both teams out on the field. It's the Rebels with the advantage at the moment. 2 tries to lead over the Gold Coast. And Dave, what do the Gold Coast need to do to get themselves back into this match? Only down by 2, that's the positive.
Yeah, mate, only down by 2. I think they got to defend this first set out, show a lot of intent coming off the line here to make sure that they don't give Uni 2 or 3 touches on the line, and then just ruck the ball know what works for you. They've got a lot of speed here, so they should be using their speed out of half to run over the top of this side. So it'll be interesting second half. Hopefully Cashy's got them ready to go here. Looks like a sweeper coming for Denny Davis.
Comes around. They play out the back, though, to Aiken. Aiken comes right foot, left foot. Can't get on the outside of Connell.
Very well defended. They didn't bite to try to shoot on Denny there. They just slid out with the play.
Davis in the half. Goes away from Aiken this time. Goes left to right, out to Georgina Rackerman. And that is the perfect start here to the second half. And everything the Gold Coast didn't want to happen to start the second half, unfortunately, has happened. Third one on the board for the Rebels.
Very smart by Denny Davis. They've sent Taryn on a few sweepers in the first half and she slid over, so she's got to sweep in again. Dummied goes short side, and unfortunately Nakia and Taylor were caught running in, and it's just an easy cut-out pass for Denny to hit the target to go to 3-0.
Back underway now with the Coast. Can they get their first on the board? Need to go early just so they can stay within striking distance of the Rebels. Just outside the 5. They go away, come back inside. This might be on, and Cashman just can't quite get it down.
Very good touch by Emily Ward there. I think that's Emily, isn't it?
Yeah,
Number 4?
Emily Ward making the touch.
Very good touch.
As Cashman comes across field, and again Ward does the job. So big defensive plays there from Emily. So you see Cashman coming across off the field. Changes on for the Coast.
I just think they've got to be more direct off the tap there. They only gave themselves one chance at the line there, Scotty, where Uni Rebels gave themselves 2 to 3. So they've got to get the ball be more direct down the field to give themselves 2 or 3 chances on the Rebels line to ask more questions of the defensive structure. Here we go, Hinny out of half. It's a very good ball. Very good tap back.
Oh,
unlucky.
Yeah, it's going forward off the hands there of Ellie Draper.
Very good, unlucky by Drapes there to get it catch and back in the one motion. So unfortunately, I think there was a bit of wind there behind that. Scotty looked pretty good out of the hands to me.
Yeah, wind has picked up a little bit. Oh. And again, as we sort of mentioned in the first half, every little opportunity that they have, they got the rub of the green with the forward pass off the back, and they managed to hold out the Rebels from scoring their 4th. And there's little chances where they've just got to get down the other end of the field. They've got to take them in the Gold Coast. Now they find themselves defending their line again. Rebels, all this strike power, they give another penalty away.
I'd like to see the ref just play on there for one touch and just let Taryn have a go. If Taryn scores, they get a try about, because they blow the penalty. A very good play on an outline. Semi-Jo Curtis.
Just skipping on the outside. And couldn't recover there, unfortunately. So classy play again from the Rebels as we see the replay come up. Just nice ball from Marama Thomas, and the winger sliding it as well, covering Ellie Draper on the outside.
Because Taryn's dumping the ball, there's so much emphasis on making sure she doesn't step back and dive. So they open it up there by sending the length a little bit wider and just giving an early ball, and it's 2-on-1, and Semi's done the right thing, ran hard, showed the ball, made the winger slide away, and they get up to 4-0.
McDonald receives the ball back. Sezolka comes in field. Playing in the middle at the moment, might just be looking to get her hands on the football a little bit more. Shanae, she pops out now, gives early ball. They got the space out of here.
They got one touch to set up here. I'd like to just see her run the ball a bit and maybe sweep. There we go. Chesky will go out at half here.
Might have them on the short side. They come back infield, picked off.
Good defence, Taryn. Getting in the lane. Sort of scares me when they go for those intercepts, Scotty, on the last. You don't want to knock it down and give them a repeat.
Yeah, it's a little bit risk and reward type stuff.
So that's a Michael Singh special to 6 again in the on the last touch. Old Singy, he was here commentating before, so it's good to see him back out playing some men's open touch. The old fella. That's a stiff call there. I think they've called that forward, but we're in line with that. I think that's a bit unlucky there for the Uni Rebels girls.
So the Coast will take the tap. They won't be arguing. They'll take every possession that they can get. They just got to take advantage of it and hold out. At least complete their set. The girls running into each other. Just a little bit disjointed. Just need to keep a cool head here as Cashman sends it back in field. They'll just burn a couple of touches here. Some changes come on. Valila's there. Watt drives in. Nice pick up from Sezolka. Goes to that familiar left to right pass.
Very well defended there. It looks like
Davis.
Teddy Davis there out at link.
Oh,
what's going
now.
on there? She
What
stepped
happens
over the
here?
ball. Oh, she stepped over the ball, and then they've passed to the ball. It should be. Oh, they've gone back to roll it again.
Oh.
What do you think, Scotty?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I could just see the play took place. I'm not too sure if the referees were having a little bit of a chat out there at the same time. Tell them to go back and roll it, and we get back underway. Rebels roll over the halfway line now with My. Nice pick up from Davis. Goes short to Donovan. Davis again fires. Andreasen comes off the right foot. Rips one and it dips in between the wing and link out on the left-hand side.
That's a lot better by Gold Coast. They just gave him the one touch there to scoop off, so that's a lot better defence. They just got it. They got to have that intensity rucking the ball. This is a lot better. Oh, and as a commentator's curse.
One of your best, mate.
One of them best.
It's brought undone a lot of co-commentators that have come in this weekend.
Sorry, Shani.
So Rebels, golden chance here. They're in control. They're up by 4 in the grand final here over the Gold Coast. They'll be looking to get their 5th on the board and really have a comfortable lead. As Ward just goes away from Andreasen, switches back in. Thomas will receive the ball back here from Tiani Bryce. Happy to throw the ball around. Good contact in the roll ball.
A good touch by Shani. She's done a couple of good ones this set, so let's see. Setting up for Tiani, left to right, coming off the line. Oh, that's it. That's the right option. It's just the wrong execution.
Yeah, goes out in front of Olivia Goodsall. Forward pass is the call.
Let's see if they can complete this set, Gold Coast. They've put a lot of work into their defence. Let's see if they can get down the other end and get a try off the back of this. Very good drive, Shani. Just unlucky there.
Let's go back to the mark as Lily Chang goes across the field. Just needs to straighten up now.
Well, that's touch 3, so they've got the yards here. They've got one more touch off this one. That's 4. Should be coming into the last now. Here we go. Good drive here.
Cashman picks up. Tries to go. Looking for an offside penalty. Can't get one.
Very good defence there by the middles. Asmar and Emily Ward there. Just protected their outside. Let her step back into numbers and well knocked off to... Look at the difference in the drive, Scotty. Like, look at... That's touch 2. It's a massive difference at the moment.
Still going down the sideline here. Marvin Thomas. Draper sniffing up on the inside. Couldn't link up. This Gold Coast player's been called offside. And took the advantage. The extra metres as well. And My just relentless. Drives back in again. Aitken switches in Curtis.
Looks like a sweeper coming for Taryn.
There you go. Called it right foot. Ball in one hand. Slide over. And that's the 5th on the board now for the Rebels. And they've got one hand on the trophy.
Yeah, mate, it's a very smart play. She's a very, very good right foot step, low dive play. Look at this, bang, one step down. Unbelievable setup. Semi-Jo Curtis, she doesn't get a lot of raps, but she controls that so well then when she came on. You dump there, you split that way, Taryn sweeping. A lot of chat. It's very good to watch how her game's developed over the last couple of years too. Very good.
So Gold Coast back in possession. After leaking the last try, the 5th one for the Rebels. They come across the field. So Zolka potentially looking to sweep. She'll get back into position out here in the left link position. Done a really good job of being able to minimise her impact throughout this game. Gets into half now. Again comes off that look. Oh, the left foot looking to go with the short ball option. That was the right option to go with.
There was. I think if I was coaching this side here, I'd just sort of say give the ball to Shanae. Let her drag the link over more instead of trying to wait for your middle to drive for her. Give her the ball. Let her run more laterally. Let the link chase her. Then dish it back. She gets the middle. She gets her option off the back of it. But at the moment, they're looking to drive. And Rebels are doing a very good job setting a link up. And they can't get that middle. They can't get what they want at the moment.
So the Gold Coast again, after there was a penalty given away from the Rebels, looking to try and get one on the board, but misdirected pass out of acting half. And we can just see a little bit of information coming across as we start to look skyward, and it wouldn't be a touch football event if we didn't have some form of rain. And unfortunately, Queensland, this time of year, storms are always a chance. And as a result, the final time slot looks like it might be brought forward at least 5 minutes. And we'll be keeping an eye out on the skies potentially. We know there's going to be some electricity out on the field. Men's Premier Grand Final coming up between Redlands and Rockhampton. But might be a little bit of action in the sky as well. So we'll be keeping an eye on that as Rebels again, just relentless how they're driving into the line. Late switch, held on to.
The
referee says ball down. It was going to be 6 touch, I think, anyway. So happy to continue and roll on. Suzolka grits the teeth and gets the girls going forward.
Yeah, it looks pretty good out to the east there, Scotty, but behind us in the west it doesn't look too flash hot. It's very dark. And
yeah, it's where they come from, unfortunately. So the temperature is slightly starting to drop as well, which is usually a bit of a giveaway. Nice footwork here from Valila, can't get away. Will earn the penalty though instead.
And that's what they should have done. So, 5 minutes ago, that was a good drive into a good scoop and got them changing directions. Get the ball back and let's see what they can.
Almost getting on the outside. Donovan there, making the touch as well. So we can see the crowd enjoying a couple of quiet refreshments, watching the Women's Premier Grand Final.
After 3 hard days of touch, some of those boys deserve those refreshments.
Well deserved. And we've just seen the radar up on screen. It's not looking good.
Yes, I just had a quick look to my left there, and it just looks like a little bit of rain coming in. Oh, a quick tap, and she's gone ball down. Smart play there by Chloe Watt. She had it on the mark, asked for the mark, quick tap, gets Gold Coast on the board.
Well deserved as well, although the scoreline's gone against them in this final. They really haven't stopped trying, and they've done their best. It's a great result for them to get into the grand final. You've got to say, probably Caboolture Colts may have gone into that semi-final favourites. They got knocked off 8-6. A good result from Gold Coast. They've had some pretty good results throughout the weekend. And they get a try on the board here in the grand final.
Well deserved. She's played very well this half, Chloe Watt, and deserves a good try there. And she's quick thinking, mate. Just asked the referee, am I allowed to tap the ball there? And the ref said yes, so she tapped it and dives over very easily. They're on the roll
in the 5 here again. Pop in. Myron Thomas almost evading the toucher. Thomas.
Can hear some thunder in the background.
Oh, it's starting to get nervous.
Oh, ball down.
Having flashbacks of the World Cup year over there as well, Davey. The conditions that we had out there. As we're starting to lose monitors. Oh, it's hurricane conditions now. We're getting nervous.
No, it's come back from Malaysia. Luke's just lost his hat and his Sonny's in his phone. I just seen him looking to see how any stuff in his teeth before Luke you here.
So, yeah, a few nervous faces in the beer garden as well. I reckon they'll stick it out.
About to jump out on the sideline eye as this game comes to a close, and I'm looking a little bit worried. I might get a bit wet. You guys can stay under the tent. We'll see how we go.
Yeah, mate, we're definitely staying under this tent, mate. I'm not going outside.
Yeah, you got to earn your apprenticeship, young fella. It's just while we send the young kids out there to do the interviews. But it is really, the wind has picked up a notch.
Hope it doesn't wreck his hair.
It's looking pretty sleek. If anything, it looks like it's enhancing it. Rebels again looking to close this one out. We're starting to wind down. Only a minute left on the clock here. They are going to do the double. Metro Cup champions and Queensland State Cup champions here in the Women's Premier Grade. So can they put the icing on the cake? Get one final try. It's my pumps. Gives out.
Gold Coast looks so much more urgent on their line now to stop them. They're running. ML for Tiani. She's wound up and right option again. If that executes, Georgia walks over in the corner there.
And you can see it's the crowd watching on. The flags flying in the background. Breeze has started to pick up here at Coomera. My again. Hawkins.
Good drive.
Pick up early ball, and Hawkins, I think, has got that down. No.
Penalty. I think the link was offside, but the middle made the touch who was onside, so.
come back in field. Thomas, Bryce. Bryce will have a go here. They go back in field. Thomas rips one out. Nice pick up again. Hawkins and taken off the ball. I think they might just pull this one to a close. And that's it for the UQ Rebels. They have won the Women's Premier Division here at the Queensland State Cup. Another clinical performance, and it just tops off a fantastic 2019 for the team.
Mate, great performance. It's how women's touch should be played. Renee Murphy and Leisha deserve all the credit. They've got this team running really well. The players, just phenomenal, mate. Like, you can't say more than that, just how good they are. They've taken out the Metro Cup. They've taken out this Queensland State Cup. Hopefully the other teams that participated this weekend can take a leaf out of their book and hopefully step it up for 2020. I just want to wish the Redlands boys all the best for the men's grand final. My Russell boys, hopefully they can get a win for the Redlands boys. So good luck to those boys as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge men's Premier Grand Final coming up. We're keeping an eye on the sky as well, as storms look like they're starting to roll in here, but hopefully we can get a clear game underway because it's going to be a fantastic match between Redlands and Rockhampton in the men's Premier grade. Congratulations again to the UQ Rebels taking out the women's premiership. And we will take a short break and come back with the men's Premier Grand Final. And we're going to head back out onto the field. Luke has got Taryn Aiken from the UQ Rebels.
Hi there, here with Taryn Aitken. How does it feel to win the first Queensland State Cup?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Coming off the back of a Metro Cup win and then doing it again with the girls, it was good.
Now, you've achieved a lot this year. You've had NRL success, also getting picked in the Jillaroos team. How does this stack up with those experiences?
It's pretty good. I love playing with these girls and it's good to come back and get
Now,
a win.
Paul, come on in. How is it to see all these girls win the tournament? How does it feel for you? Really good? Excellent. Here, head over with your team. Thanks very much. Back over to you guys. Congratulations.
Thank you, Luke. And again, congratulations to the Rebels who have won the Women's Premier Grand Final here at the Queensland State Cup. Men's Premier Grand Final coming your way. Well, here we go. The last match of the Queensland State Cup. And it's the Men's Premier Grand Final out here on Field 1. Redlands taking on Rockhampton. We've got one eye on the skies at the moment. Storm starting to roll in. I just said before, electricity in the skies and a bit of electricity out on the field, boys. This is going to be a ripper.
Yeah, there's a bit of electricity in the feet of some of these young men. Looking for a big game out of Damon Moore from Rocky and Hayden Moffat from the Redlands team. Moffy was player of the final in the Metro Cup Grand Final that the Redlands boys took out, and Damon Moore has probably got the hot hand in Australian touch football at the moment as we're underway.
Here we go, first possession here from the tap-off for Rockhampton. Very quick start as well. As they rip left to right, and it just comes off the back. So, touch and pass is going to be signalled here from referee Freshwater.
3 experienced referees for this fixture, with Matt Lavery in the middle at the moment, Brett Freshwater on the far side, and near side Luke McKenzie. So probably over 100 years of experience in refereeing on this final at State Cup.
Beaten onto the field now for Redlands as they go with the early changes. Drew Price trudging forward. Beaton scoops up from half. Pride shapes to go to James. Price comes back in field.
Right.
The Beaton Price. Touch is made. 2 referees are going to come together here. A 6 touch.
Great touch there by Mal Kenny. Big out for the Rocky Redbacks. Braden Hegarty has hurt his knee, ankle, calf, something in that lower leg region, so he's in a brace on the sideline at the moment. Be interested to see whether the Rocky team, whether they're just running 2 wingers or whether they've reshuffled their lineup for this final.
It's a big out for Rockhampton.
Take a look at the Rockhampton captain as well. Dave Zanetti's got both calves heavily strapped. A couple of rocks on there, just heavily strapped. Hopefully he'll get through the entire game.
Blake Moore heads down the sideline, comes in towards the instant change box. Changes on here for Rockhampton. The pace to start this game is pretty prolific. Pick up and go. Getting on the hands, and James Price stretching out. Try to reel that one back in. Couldn't do it. 6 more touches here for Rockhampton. Straight back onto the attack.
High energy start here from both sides to see who can settle into their rhythm first.
Cooper Marshall with the ball now, just shy of the 5-metre line. They pick up and go, and they've threaded the needle. I think they've got the opening points. Beaton trying to claim the touch, but the referees are going to point to the spot. So they got half a chance there, and they took it, Rockhampton. They get the opening try on the board.
Just fakes the quickie there, and unfortunately beaten into that in-goal area. 1-0 Rocky.
Just a reminder to everyone, if you are watching at home and you're looking for some sports recovery, look no further than Physio Creme, the official recovery area partner of the Junior and Senior State Cup and Queensland Touch Football. Physio Creme helping us get through the tournaments.
Moffat comes around the back, goes short to Adam Russell. He just throws it into the back of Luke O'Brien.
Good shape there defensively early from Rocky. Hayden Moffat very dangerous coming off that right foot and right to left as Eddie comes into the box.
Nice drive there from Benbow. As Kenny gets him going forward in from the left link. Moore drives in. Nice pick up and go. He fires it out. Pop back inside. And they pop back out again. And Kenny finishes it off. No, referee's going to take it away. Touch and pass is the call.
They're up and about. Pop. We were talking about it earlier, Scotty. I told you it's coming into fruition. That Rocky team, they love that little sinker pass. They throw it up over, and it kind of drops in between the link and the wing. As Corey Russell, great drive. Big long pass. They're over here.
Oh, what a pill there from Bradley Russell. But again, put that down as well. Big brother Corey driving in as the boys high five in the middle of the park. Nice finish there as well, but what a ball here as the replay comes up. Look at this left to right. Hits Bailey right on the chest. Back level.
That long ball flying over. If you are looking to fly anywhere for sports, make sure you check out All Sports Travel, the preferred travel partner of Queensland Touch Football.
Really looking to see. Here we go with the sweeper short side, 2-step open.
As he skipped on the outside and has Damon Moore. You just can't give him an inch. He'll take it every time, and they hit straight back after Redlands put their first on the board.
He's not just a dynamic ball player as well. He's clearly good gas, little goosey. Oh, clean set of heels. In for a big one here, Scott. Looks like it's going to be end-to-end all game.
Drew Price gets us back underway for Redlands. Adam Pride in the half. Working in the middle with Drew. It's Moffat now wraps around, goes himself. Moffat, no, the referee, Luke McKenzie, is going to pull this one back. So you see Mal Kenny and the Rocky boys on the sideline.
Good, strong, direct set coming off the boxes. Nice drive by Zanetti. Catching that ball on the ad line, they're just getting a bit of a steamroll and they look like they're ambushing Redlands a bit. Splits. That's
I'm going to pull them right back here.
7 on, I think might be the call.
Yes. So Tiari down the sideline. Moffat straightens up. Pride sends it back infield. Moffat now on the run. Nice work from Benbow. Stanhope goes flat. He'll be quite familiar with some of the Rockhampton players originating from the CQ region himself. Tallis, relocating down towards Brisbane.
Won the Junior State Cup with the Redlands boys as well. There's a number of Redlands players who won that 18s division playing here in this Premier team for Redlands at the Senior State Cup.
Adam Russell feeds it back in field. As Richards comes against the grain, they might have created the overlap here. The numbers, Adam Russell links up with Marcus Holm. So, nicely constructed try. And a second one on the board, locked up to a piece.
Just beautiful little sweeper platform, steps back. Adam Russell, beautifully done, sizing up the numbers, and Marcus crashing that short hole. Great job. To a piece.
Good crowd watching this men's premier final out here at Coomera. As Rockhampton now look to reclaim the lead. Blakemore goes early ball, comes off the hands of Beaton. 6 more touches.
Good to see Blakemore still playing his touch footy. I think he's contracted to the CQ Capras. Made his debut earlier this year in the Queensland Cup. Great to see him back on the touch footy fields.
Look to go short side. Nice footwork. Touch made in the middle.
Good little variation in their play there. Something a little bit different. Harry Griffin on a sweeper.
Oh, hands again.
I tell you what, that man, if you watch the NRL Touch Premiership playing for the Roosters, he could dive underground, that guy. Dangerous on a sweep.
And the NTL final last year, absolutely on fire. They didn't get the chocolates there. They're going to get the chocolates here, though. What about the arm outstretched there from Jack Hughes to get the third on the board and reclaim the lead for Rockhampton.
Big man in motion. Yeah, just gets down nice and low. Well finished.
There's Braden Hegarty in the middle of the huddle for Rocky. Yeah, he's got the brace on from hip to ankle pretty much. So that's not great news for the young man. Hopefully it's not as bad as what it looks as Pride drives in. Moffat picks up. They got him short here.
Great job, Zanetti. He got caught up in that touch a little bit and managed to get himself onside. There'll be a lot of feeling in this game. The Redlands team, they're very physical. And the Rocky boys, they are incredibly fit. Just lost themselves a little bit there.
Yeah, Moffat sends it into the beer garden.
They've sent a can back.
Yeah, that is one of your best, Sharpie.
1 in 10, mate. 1 in 10.
You had to hit one at some stage.
Yeah.
Oh, and a collision off the ball. Now, Pride's just put his hand up. I think the two boys all just shake hands. They played a lot of footy against each other. And just off the ball.
All's fair in love.
Oh, no, I thought they were going to shake hands, but they're still throwing a bit of chat. Zanetti, he's still having a go at Bridie. Bridie's trying to hide in the background.
He puts his hands up saying, "Sir, what could I possibly have done? I only tackled him."
Might have been a little bit of a get square off the last one. Who knows?
Oh,
the two captains.
Oh, professional play by Hayden Moffat.
Here we go. So the referees are going to pull both sets of players out. Both captains. So it's actually Jaden Benbow captaining out there. He's gone up front. with Adam Pride. It's just getting a little bit scrappy, a little bit messy. We don't want this creeping in.
And look, Redlands definitely, they don't mind a bit of niggle, and that'll probably be something that the referees would have been conscious of. Zanetti talking to Matt Lavery on the sideline over here as well.
So the penalty will go to Redlands. And we're back underway. Holm rips one infield to Beaton. Stanhope sweeping around. He comes back in again to Holm. They roll within the 5. Stanhope, quick ball. Beaton couldn't hang on to that one.
Great defence, Harry Griffin. Cooper Marshall. Really strong drive pattern for these Rocky boys. They're very disciplined. They're very fit. They've got a lot of running in their legs. Fresh legs coming on off the box.
Kenny heads back infield.
Look for Blake Moore to pick up from half.
Oh, he's beautiful little show and go. He'll pick it up now. Comes off the right foot, rips one long. They're covered out here. Kenny tries to bat it back infield.
Just important for them to... Oh, he's missed that one.
Oh, there's a little bit of off the ball action as well. Now pull this one back up again. Adam Russell and Blake Moore coming together. Now, they've played a lot of football together as well over the years, but no doubt Adam Russell is in the wrong here.
Yep. Referee Freshwater.
He's been given time.
Oh, wow, that's a huge call. Probably had to be the call that had to be made just to level things out a little bit in this one as I'm getting heckled from the crowd.
And there's a little bit of rumble in the air as well.
Some colourful commentary coming from Damon Moore towards the can bar.
Quick tap from Blake, and he tries to get in underneath. Touch one.
He's looking lightning on his feet, Blake.
So they've got the advantage here at the moment. Rockhampton.
Yeah, they've earned themselves
another penalty. They're going to pull it up here again. It is really starting to get scrappy out there. So Kenzie is warned. Redlands, that's 2 back-to-back penalties now. Now
send him for a sub.
Corey's gone for a sub. So they've actually got 6 on 4. They've just got to go here, Rockhampton. They've got the numbers. And can they get on the outside?
That's a great touch.
That's a huge touch from Dave Richards.
There's a lot of confusion here in the Redlands sub box. They don't know whether they're getting a sub on or whether Corey's been sent to the side. Oh, goodness.
So he is on the side at the moment, but Blake Moore just gets on the outside of Richards that time. So a lot of confusion. There's a lot of finger pointing happening from the Redlands box as well. In a matter of time, they'll lost both Russells. Bradley, the good one of the group, he hasn't been sent yet. But Adams down the far end. Corey goes for a forced substitution on the side. A little bit of confusion whether it was actually a forced sub or he had to sit on the sideline. Looks like he was supposed to go to the sideline. So it's 6 on 4. Just had to happen at some stage for Rocky to get another one on the board.
If you're Rocky, you're probably looking, you want to get another one while Adam's in the bin. Obviously, under the 7th edition, they are under the referee's discretion for how long he spends in the sin bin. Splits in.
Nice 6 more touches. So 4-2 is the score here. Men's Premier Grand Final. Rocky have skipped out. A little bit of ill discipline from the Redlands team. They look to go down the short side. Bradley Russell trying to come back in off the left foot. Be a huge advantage if they're able to get one while they've got to play it down here, Redlands.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking to, as Marcus does there, splits in, and then you can at least create the sinker.
Oh, it's been picked off. Luke O'Brien has picked this one. He's just going to pull up the anchors. But they're straight back on the running again here. Zanetti pumps, goes back infield. Zanetti pops one over the top, risky ball. Held on to there. Paliasse on the outside. Switch back in.
So if you're Rocky, you're really wanting to get one more with Adam Russell still off. As they send Damon Moore on, he'll be pulling the strings here.
Cooper Marshall. And there is that man, Damon Moore. Early ball, Griffin, back infield. Moore sums it up, sends it out and off the hands there of Jacob Moranen. And hands went up in the Rocky box. There's another chance to strike as Adam Russell now is called back onto the field. He runs towards the sub box. Corey Russell comes on as a replacement. 6 on 6. Moffat links up with Corey Russell. Marcus Holm taking good meters. Corey Russell now directs them back through the midfield. Pride switches in James Price. He burrows in. Russell just picks up and goes. Play on is the
Play
call. Russell into the in-goal area. Stops, props, over the top from brother Adam. And the two bad boys, they link up and slap it down. It's a Russell connection again. We saw Brad earlier on rip one and Corey onto Adam on that occasion, and they're back in it.
Just a great drive by James Price and good identification. 2 in the touch. Corey Russell straight through. Damon Moore man's up, and then there's just a cheeky little netball pass over the top. And Adam, he gets one back for his team after spending a bit of time in the naughty corner.
Yeah, he'd be happy. That's a good response after leaving the boys one man down. Blake Moore. Oh, here we go. Just a little bobble. So 4-3 the score now as the hooter goes in the background. The penalty's been given, so they've got one play here, Redlands. Drew Price takes the tap. Brad Russell just puts it through the hands. And that will bring the first half to a close. And after Rocky skipped out to a 2-try advantage, a good response there right before the halftime break from Redlands, claws them back to within 1. And it's going to be a pretty big second half out here in the Men's Premier Grand Final.
Yep, both teams will definitely be hurting at the end of a long weekend. And Redlands, they keep coming and keep coming and keep coming. So it wouldn't shock me or you to see them hit the lead in this game.
We'll take a quick breather out here while the teams grab a drink at halftime. The score here in the Men's Premier Grand Final, Rockhampton 4, Redlands 3. We're back out here. This is the final match of the Queensland State Cup Men's Premier Grand Final between Rockhampton and Redlands. Rocky with the slight advantage at the moment. 4-3 is the halftime score. Bit of niggle out there in the first half as well, but it's all on the line out here in the second.
Yeah, it would be very interesting. No doubt Mr. C. Loth would have some sort of intricate tap move ready for the second half. We'll see what comes out. Hayden Moffat here in the left link.
Bradley Russell plays it. Moffat picks up. They go to switch. Corey Russell gets on the outside, takes a deflection. Zanetti picks it off. They're going to pull him back. He is going to take every second here as they go back towards the mark. We see the replay coming up. Look at this. The outstretched arm there of Dave Zanetti and picking it off.
You'd be backing him.
So the penalty has been given. Brad Russell takes the tap.
Open
Early
side.
ball goes back to Corey. Nice read there. Damon Moore.
Watch for the little trick plays in that middle sort of zone. And ninjas and open side quickies. Good defence.
So good to see as well. The sets of brothers, the Moores and the Russells, always talked about who would win if we just have a brother-a-thon touch game in the backyard as the pass can't connect out there, going in between the wing and link on that occasion.
You've also forgotten the Price brothers.
The Prices are out there as well.
It's a real family affair, the Queensland State Cup. As Rocky coming to the box, great feet, Damon Moore, extra yards off that sideline.
I say down the sideline. They pop back in. As Blakemore picks up, he'll drive forward. Nice pick up from half. They go the short ball, and Corey Russell having to get over there, make the touch.
Great second effort there by Rusty. Knew that the release was on. Saved his team from a touchdown. As Redlands are heading to their box, looking to get some fresh legs. Corey Russell, great drive, hitting the ball on the ad line. They'll look for that latch play here. See what they go. Straight down for Adam Russell. He's got a wicked right to left. Great read, Mel Kenny. Oh.
They get the penalty in the back end of the set. Russell feeds it across. Richards takes the tap. Oh, off the fingertips. Dave Richards early in the touch count. Blakemore. They take the meters down the sideline. Come back infield. Nice job. Switching now. Drive through the middle. This is nice from Rockhampton. Ball hits the deck.
They were definitely on a roll on there. I think they might have had an extra touch, which would have put Redlands under a lot of pressure. They were pretty bent out of shape. Ooh. Nope, not that blade of grass one. Slightly different.
Back underway. Stanhope drives forward. Beaten, dishes. Russell again. That's Adam down the sideline. Marcus Holm onto the park now for Redlands. Zanetti trying to climb the no touch. They play on. They feed out the back. Pride can't link up with James Price.
So it seems like the Redlands team have identified to run that passive link off any of those sort of roll-in sets. That's twice now the link's been reasonably deep. Look to see where they can get a better roll on as they...
Oh, penalty against Rockhampton here, so there's still a little bit of niggle. You can see that off the ball there between the two wingers. I think it was. Bailey was definitely a part of it. He just took the tap for Redlands. So Matt Lavery indicating there's just no need for that off the ball. The referee's trying to stamp that out. Hasn't been too much niggle going on here in the second half. Holmes sweeps around the back, throws it mid-air. Pop goes short off Adam Pride to James Price. It's young Drew Price that gets that one. And back level, so good response after the penalty being given away from Rockhampton.
Beautiful Marcus Holmes sweeping around, jumps, passes. And again, that link just crashing in that short hole. Beautiful play, summed up well by Pridey. 4-all is the score with 10 minutes to go. End to end. Scotty?
Here we go. who knows? We may have mentioned a little bit earlier on, we haven't seen a game go to a drop-off out here on the live stream so far as Rockhampton. They're trying to do everything they can to make sure that doesn't happen. But the referees pull back for a forward pass. Moranen has that one taken off him.
Good yards again. Corey Russell is really leading from the front for this Redlands side. He's been one of the first guys to hit that first ruck, get him forward, and he's taking another one up the sideline.
James Price now digging in. Stanhope just straight ahead. Adam Russell plays out the back to bit, and great touch there from Moranen.
Sydney Roosters touch premiership player as well. Ooh. Good drive again.
Takes another one forward. They go back in field. Cooper Marshall. Harry Griffin in the half. Picks up. Freshwater. Incorrect play. The ball's the call.
This is where you've really just got to grit your teeth and get down the other end each set. Get that head down and go forward. Oh, James Price, great work. He's picked up 15 extra metres for his team.
Moffat trudges forward again. Drew Price, last try scorer for Redlands, goes. It's Pride that rips out and just dips away. Oh, might be an injury here. Might have copped some knees, potentially. That's a good bit of sportsmanship there from Harry Griffin.
That's good to see.
So you see the replay coming up, and just a collision of bodies there. Jacob Moranen coming over in cover support.
Spare a thought for Jacob Marinen's knee scraping along the grass there as well.
Medical staff. Yep, there. He looks a little bit dazed.
Clock's still running too. Be interesting to see.
They're going to take him off the back, and then in perfect hands there with the medical staff, Curry Roffey and Emma Armfield, two of the best. I'll make sure the young man's all good to go. He's heading back towards the substitution box now. Ball down in the ruck, but a penalty is going to be given to Rockhampton.
Discipline's going to be key here for both teams. There's been a lot of niggle. It's really important. The Redlands side have now given Rocky a chance to attack in their own half. That's 2 touches and they're 30-odd metres out.
Benbow on the field now for Rockhampton.
Harry Griffin sweeping round.
Gets it, pumps, juggle, play on's the call. So Benbow slaps that one down. Redlands players must have been called offside. They take advantage. They go through the middle. They're back in front now, Rockhampton.
Yeah, Harry Griffin sweeping around right to left. Steps off his left. Short ball. Oh, a little block play. Jaden Benbow. Something a little bit different there, Scotty. As Redlands now need to hit back.
Corey Russell sweeps around the back. Brad goes away from him. They just realign now. Good job from the Rockhampton defence. Russell trying to get the Rockhampton players to come forward. Touch made. Brad Russell back inside to Corey. What's the call here? Luke McKenzie says 5th.
That's a great touch. Little pet play from the Russell brothers. Redlands are well known for that one. Brad Russell stepping. Long pass. Jinking off. Good cover defence, Damon Moore.
So the Redbacks come down the sideline, make some changes. We've got the 1 try advantage at the moment over Redlands. Grand final in the men's Premier Division here at the Queensland State Cup. Blake Moore. Nice ball, just couldn't connect up there. Jack Hughes.
Still good to put the ball down the other end, make Redlands work out of their own half.
Stanhope takes it forward. Brad Russell does the same. Fresh legs here for Redlands. Penalty given a free. Brett Freshwater. Another penalty here to Redlands.
Adam Pride on Hayden Moffat. Adam Russell as well. Mark beaten in the link. Pridey sweeping around.
Moffat now, ball in hand. Working with Pride in the middle. Pride gives it straight away to Moffat. Goes back inside. Takes a little deflection.
Yeah, really working over those middle 2 players, the Redlands boys, looking for that Cheeky little ninja sort of play. Rocky Redbacks on screen.
Get penalty, the quick tap, and Pride goes for the line. Touch made. Getting another collision of bodies. Good sportsmanship out there. Luke O'Brien just giving Pride a little tap on the back. He will take a sub now. Adam Pride. Moffat just burns one. Stanhope back onto the field for Redlands.
There we go, Moffat right to left.
Good read. And the boys are happy in the box from Rockhampton. Trying to lift. I know this is a big defensive set here for the Redbacks. Moffat looks to go short side, floats one over the top, takes a deflection, and Nathan Beaton is there to pick up the crumbs.
There's that sinker pass from Hayden Moffat. Absolute perler of a ball. Hands touched as we see the replay off the right. Little sinker just over the top of the link. And Beaton dots it down. We're even, Scotty.
Locked back up here. 5 tries apiece. Rockhampton back in possession following the last try from Redlands. Marshall out there with Harry Griffin. Damon Moore on the park as well. Griffin comes around the back, comes off his left foot, floats a beautiful ball to Damon Moore.
That is absolutely beautiful.
And Harry Griffin is starting to inject himself into this match.
I tell you what, that's special play from a special player. Jinx off his left. That's a perler of a ball. You can't get much better than that.
6-5, back in front now, Rockhampton. Moffat just heads forward. Corey Russell sweeping around the back. Bradley gives it to him. Russell fires a nice ball out to Moffat again. Great defence from the outside. Rockhampton, left edge, is firing at the moment.
Had a big game, right to left.
Moffat with the footwork, tries to get it over the top.
Great touch, Dave Zanetti. Yeah, Mal Kenny, he's had an absolute monster of a game. A couple of really nice reads in the first and now in the second half as well.
There's more. There's across. Footwork here from Moore. Luke O'Brien. Back in field. Meters, Hughes comes back into Blake Moore. Pick up and go. And Redlands players onside. So big call from the Rocky box. I know this is a big defensive set. They're trying to get up and put pressure on Redlands. This is going to help. McKenzie blows the penalty.
Let's get that man, Harry Griffin, back on the field.
2.5 to go here, Sharpie. This could be a big moment.
This is their chance to ice the game. It looks like they're sticking with the 6 that are currently on the field. I'm sure they've got something scheming at the moment. Sending a link sweep around. Oh.
Ball down.
Ooh.
Redlands straight back onto the football. Adam Russell. Beaton. Goes out to Dave Richards. Changes and strike will be coming on as they try to go a little outside play. They're going to call this one forward.
They've scored a couple of tries on that one. They actually scored one of those in the Metro Cup Grand Final as well. Just a little cheeky hands play back to the short side off the latcher.
So might look to take a few seconds off the clock here, Rockhampton.
Yep. Here's Harry Griffin. Look for him on a sweeper again. They've had a lot of success so far this game, and there's a minute and a half left.
So just take their time. Griffin and Damon Moore working together. Griffin goes the long bomb out this time. Mal Kenny picks it off. What's the call? All clear. And that is a game set match for Rockhampton.
They are definitely up and about in that sub box, and good to see Mal Kenny get a finish in the corner to cap off a big game. They make sure they get 6 players on the field to defend the tap. You can never say never in sport.
Hey, Redlands, they're going to throw absolutely everything at this. They won't die wondering, but a deficit of 2, under a minute left on the clock. It's going to be hard to be able to get back. Moffat switches in. Russell, Pride. They bump. Again, Rockhampton will just hold. They won't bite. They'll try and take more time off the clock in defence. As they go to the link ball, it's juggled and spilt. They're going to retain possession here, though. Redlands, they take the penalty tap.
Another great touch by the Rocky winger there.
Stanhope again. Russell sweeps around, bobbles, and it's gone.
That's it.
And it is all confirmed now. The Rocky boys are up and about in the sub box here. They'll just hold on to the football. Nothing stupid. And another famous victory for the Rockhampton team coming down to the Gold Coast. And they'll be heading up back to Central Queensland with the trophy as Dave Zanetti sends it into the crowd and the boys stream onto the field. Rockhampton have won the men's Premier Grade Grand Final here at the Queensland State Cup.
Just great to see such emotion and to see that Rocky team. They lost a player or two to injury and they reshaped their side for that Grand Final. And you can see how much it means to all of those boys, and it's been a great event, Scotty.
Yeah, great way to finish off the Queensland State Cup. Two great finals. Well, we've seen quite a few great finals out here this afternoon as well. And that does bring it to a conclusion. The 2019 State Cup out here at Coomera. Big thanks again to the Gold Coast City Council, all the sponsors that have helped contribute towards the State Cup this year as well. We might just hang with the players as we will try and get a player interview out there on the field as well. But as we can see, Braden Hegarty on screen. He'd be disappointed not to have been out there today. Adam Russell there shaking hands as well. A pretty successful season for Redlands, taking out the Metro Cup final this year. They couldn't do the double here at the State Cup, coming up against an extremely talented and well-drilled Rockhampton Redbacks team. And they finish with the win here and the title. So Rockhampton all getting together out on the field. This is a pretty special moment for them. Dave Zanetti, the old stager, led the team. Plenty of experience. Cowboys players as well as CQ representative players. Gary Bembo there, and the coach in the middle. You can identify how much this means to him. We're going to head across to the field now. Luke has got Damon Moore.
How does it feel?
Oh, it's what we've worked for the last 8 weeks. That's the most pleasing thing for me, is that we put in so many hard yards to get this result, and now the day's arrived. No words to describe it.
You played Redlands in the round game. They knocked you off in the rounds. How'd you prepare for this one?
It was our first game, so we knew it was going to be a bit of a rough affair, let's say. But we worked hard and we got into the carnival. As we progressed, we got better and better. And we knew one last 30-minute dig would get us over the line.
You got one of the best players in the game in Dave Zanetti. What's it like having him push the team through as well?
Oh, he's just inspirational. That's how you describe him. Anyone you talk to says he's just an absolute inspiration, and they're not wrong.
Oh, go and enjoy it. Congratulations. Enjoy the night. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Luke, and thank you also to Damon Moore for the interview after the match. Again, congratulations to Rockhampton. They have won the Men's Premier Grand Final here at the Queensland State Cup. Again, congratulations to all the winners and those who participated at the Queensland State Cup this year. We'll be back on the calendar again here at Coomera in 2020. And we very much look forward to coming back here and bringing the State Cup to you. Hopefully you all enjoyed the live stream coverage being brought to you through Bar TV across the weekend. But until next time, my name's Scott McAllister. Big thank you again for tuning in. It is bye for now.